All right, why not? Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. I am, as always, James Phoenix. With me, as always, are Jeff and Tiff over there.
What's up?
Hey.
And we are here for the usual weekly shenanigans. This week happens to be our Royal Rumble Fallout. We have Rumble winners, we have title challengers, we have 2 pay-per-views to go before we get to Mania. So, let's see how it's all going to play out. Anybody have any opening comments?
Fuck Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Fair. Alrighty. Well, then, as usual, we're going to start with news, then we'll get into the recap of the week's programming. So let's cover it to news. There is a decent amount of news this week, although none of it particularly huge. There is just an assortment of news, however. Some of it has been briefly mentioned, but we're going to go into more detail. WWE.com did, of course, confirm over the weekend just before WrestleMania that Alicia Fox did suffer an injury. It was a broken tailbone known as a coccygeal fracture.
No, she broke her butt.
Yeah, it's a devastating setback for her, who an opportunity to make history at the Rumble. She's unfortunately also out of the mixed match challenge as a result. It was announced earlier in the week that Goldust has chosen Liv Morgan as her replacement.
No, he didn't. He chose Mandy Rose.
Is it Mandy Rose? Whatever.
Mandy Rose.
One of the blondes. I don't know.
The one that wears gold. Mandy Rose.
Oh, okay, I don't know. It's Mandy Rose. Fine. Chose Mandy Rose as her replacement. So, a very unfortunate occurrence for her, the veteran of the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
And we wish her a speedy recovery. Rumor has it she's going to be out for at least a few months. It was actually, she suffered it during a training practice session. It wasn't even during a match.
Nope.
So she was replaced by Kairi Sane in the Rumble, who was not initially intended to be there.
Yep, they flew her in at the last minute. So ironically, it was a training session for the Rumble.
Yeah. So that sucks for Alicia. Following up on injury reports, what else we got here? Let's go down here. As we know, Jason Jordan is kind of injured.
Kind of.
He was originally going to be pegged for a spot in the upcoming Elimination Chamber, but he actually has a neck injury, not a back injury that they originally thought. According to this, again, rumor. This is rumor. Said to be significant. He's been working a very light schedule, being protected when he's had to get physical. So, word is he's having trouble with his grip due to the neck issue, and that's usually something that implies a serious problem.
Yeah. He may not wrestle again.
Yeah, we may see Jason Jordan gone sooner rather than later, or potentially surgeries or whatever else he may require. There's also been rumors floating around that Rollins is working with a bad back. Seth Rollins debated this on Twitter by posting, "Guys, my back is fine, has been fine, #fake news." So Seth Rollins claims his back is fine, and we hope that's the case. In which case, that's good. Hopefully he can get a push going forward here in the singles division, since it doesn't look like Jason Jordan can do a lot, and Dean Ambrose is probably a couple months away from returning.
Yep, and Reigns is about to get greatly booed out of the damn building.
Yeah.
Because we all know who's going to win that Elimination Chamber match. Assuming he goes into it, which I assume he's going to.
Most likely. Also on injuries. Supposedly, let's see. According to the rumors, the observation is that Kane is either working hurt or running out of gas as a performer. Not only did he miss a couple spots in the Rumble, but he was barely able to do anything on Raw the next night. So, given that he crawled away and was supposedly taken to a medical facility, I think that's pretty much the blowout from that, the blow off from that feud. And basically, while Kane is scheduled to do a couple of house shows, with the impending Knox County election, he probably won't be seen on TV again until after that. And if he loses, a lot longer after that, if ever.
Wow.
If he wins, rather. If he loses, he may be back sooner rather than later. We'll see. So, we wish Kane luck in the election, as always.
Absolutely.
What else we got? Let's see. Let's talk about. With people who are leaving due to injuries to people who are coming in not due to injuries. How about that? Worth noting purely because we did mention it a few weeks ago that he was signed at the NXT tapings that were filmed recently. We did see the debut of Trevor Mann, formerly known as Ricochet. He won his first match and reportedly received a thunderous ovation. Triple H put up a picture of him. Triple H is sitting behind a panel of monitors and looking at him coming out from behind a curtain. Triple H posted it saying, "I'll just leave this here. Feel free to discuss at King Ricochet at WWE NXT." So he's in. Let's see, other people coming in. Anybody who saw Raw knows that we have a new commentator.
Yes, I was going to talk about that at Raw, but thank God. When I saw that come up, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, about time. Finally, Vince McMahon admits he done fucked up.
All respect due to Booker T. Unfortunately, he sometimes has trouble with his words on the commentary desk, and I think perhaps there was some concern about his commentary at WrestleMania. So Jonathan Coachman, formerly of WWE, and after that has been working for ESPN, has been rehired to the WWE as a full-time Raw commentator.
Raw's watchable again. Hallelujah.
I wouldn't go that far. Michael Cole's still there.
Yeah, but did you watch Raw?
I did watch Raw.
The commentary was actually miles above what it's been, and just adding Coach in there as to play off of Corey Graves and to banter with Cole actually makes it watchable.
Fair. All right, so good for Coach. We welcome you back, Coach, and thank you for enhancing the commentary.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that
greatly.
Moving on. Speaking of commentators, that's perfect. Actually, I'm glad I did that in that order. There's also rumors are flying around that Coachman isn't the only announcer signing with WWE this week. According to PW Insider, WWE has signed longtime Impact broadcast team member Jeremy Borash.
Yes, they have.
Reportedly, of course, he has left Impact Wrestling and has purportedly signed with the WWE, although this has not been publicly announced yet. And it's noted that he was backstage at the live events over the last weekend and officially inked a deal. And according to Dave Meltzer, so grain of salt there, Boris is expected to join as WWE as an NXT announcer. So see Jeremy Borash on NXT soon, perhaps.
Fair enough.
Indeed. Speaking of other people who might be showing up soon. There we go. Again, heavy rumors off the Wrestling Observer newsletter imply that you will very, very, in the near future, be seeing the WWE return of Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
He was said to be negotiating with WWE in New Japan, but cut out the New Japan negotiation and decided to go with WWE. The feeling is that after WrestleMania, he'll probably have a program against Brock Lesnar, although whether that will actually be his first storyline remains to be seen. So we got that. Speaking of Impact, by the way, people leaving Impact. 3 more people left Impact.
Okay.
They include talents Ava Story, Idris Abraham, and Mario Bokara.
Okay, then.
None of them have been seen on TV in a while, so it won't affect any ongoing storylines. But these superstars are now departed from Impact. Their roster page was updated to move those folks over to the alumni section. So. And perhaps those people could also be coming over to the WWE at some point in the future. We shall see.
Perhaps.
Speaking of other non-WWE wrestling companies and following suit of things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is the thing that is happening.
Okay.
So, you've heard of the WWE Network.
Yes.
You've heard of the Impact Wrestling streaming service.
Unfortunately.
Now, there's even more competition in that network. The Global Wrestling Network, that's what that's called. Thank you.
No.
Now there's even more competition.
Okay.
In the wrestling streaming service. A press release went out officially announcing the Honor Club.
Okay.
The official streaming service of Ring of Honor.
Oh boy.
With the imminent launch of Honor Club, the ringside membership will be depreciated to make way for the new and improved Honor Club. So they're building on an existing service. In addition to live streaming ROH pay-per-views and on-tour events and a vast on-demand library, Honor Club will be the destination to connect wrestling fans with exclusive content, offers, and more. Ring of Honor will begin live streaming ROH on-tour events. Live events will also be accessible anytime as part of the VOD library, which includes complete access to the ROH TV archive and the VOD vault containing historical events, compilations, interviews, and more. Standard memberships will include a 50% discount on ROH's major pay-per-views when bought digitally. However, an annual VIP membership will include all pay-per-views for free. Honor Club memberships also include exclusive access to all ROH ticket event pre-sales and 50% on all ROH branded products in the ROH Pro Shop.
Okay, then.
In addition to other discounts or sales. Many fans have also asked about the ROH forum, and even though there is a large world of social media, there is nothing like having an intimate ROH community to engage with. The forum will return as an exclusive for Honor Club members. So ringside members will automatically become an Honor Club member until their subscription expires. At that time, previous members can decide how they would like to proceed with their membership. The various plans will include both monthly and annual options for the standard membership.
Okay.
And fans can choose whether they would like to pay monthly or for the entire year. And yes, for those of you, and offering a thing for a moment as I see here. Yes, for those of you wondering at home, it is just $9.99. Or you could pay $99.99 and get a whole year and save $20. However, for the ultimate Ring of Honor experience, fans will have the option of purchasing the annual VIP membership for the full $120, which will include all the wonderful features of the standard membership, but also give you free access to all pay-per-views. So basically, give them an extra $20, you get a year's worth of pay-per-views. That's what that means. At the initial launch, Honor Club will be available on your computer or personal device through ROHWrestling.com. It will also be available through the new ROH app on Android, iOS, and on Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV as a beta version for select fans. In an effort to provide fans with a quality user experience, these platforms are going to be tested thoroughly in these betas before they launch it to everybody to make sure the shit works.
Probably a good idea.
Indeed. So there you go, folks. Get your ROH dose now. Bam. Good stuff. All right. Well, enough of all that stuff. Let's go back to WWE news. Speaking of WWE media announcements, for those of you that were wondering, yes, have no fear. Total Bellas will be returning to E for a third season this spring.
Joy.
Days after the twins made their incredible return to WWE in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, Total Bellas was confirmed for a return for a third season in spring of 18. Details on the new season are scarce, though a quick video teases a return to San Diego, a glimpse at Brie and Daniel's new life as parents to Birdie Joe, and most ominously, a potential call-off of Nikki Bella and John Cena's engagement. Dun, dun, dun. So stay tuned for Total Bellas.
Okay, then.
What else we got? Speaking of the Bellas who returned at WrestleMania, interesting, some little bit of WrestleMania news flying around. Should they return at the Rumble in anticipation of WrestleMania? There is a report going around, according from Robbie Fox of Barstool Sports, that WrestleMania 35 will be held next year at the MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Fans may know this as the location where SummerSlam has been held for the last couple of years. WWE has yet to make a formal announcement. The story states that one's coming soon, and the tentative date will be April 7th of 18. Of 19, you mean, you dumb shit. Moron. Anyway. Because this is 34 this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Other frontrunners include Philadelphia or possibly even Detroit, though representatives for the latter believe think they are out of the running. WWE does indeed hold WrestleMania in that area. It's expected that, of course, they'll probably book the nearby Barclays Center for Raw and SmackDown. As is traditional. Speaking of WrestleMania, here's a fun thing coming soon that WWE fans might want to check out. WWE and ECW Press, because that's apparently a thing now, issued a press release that there will be a new book coming from WWE called Creating the Mania, an inside look at how WrestleMania comes to life. That will be released in August of 2018. It gives fans a behind-the-scenes look at WrestleMania 34, follow the year-long life cycle of WWE's biggest event, including how the storylines were developed by the creative team, how the host city was selected, how the rivalries played out inside the ring, and more. Along with exclusive photos, this book gives insider access to top superstars, including Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, and the phenomenal AJ Styles, who will face off against 2018 Royal Rumble winner Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34.
Nice.
Following the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match and a surprise appearance by Ronda Rousey, the book also includes an in-depth interviews with female superstars Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. The book breaks down their year leading up to WrestleMania and their lives as superstars. Author John Robinson also speaks with writers, producers, stage managers, film technicians, and other crucial members of the production team responsible for the creation of the annual pop culture extravaganza. The book is scheduled, as I said, for an August 2018 release by ECW Press in partnership with the WWE. And author John Robinson is known for having written 7 books, including The Ultimate Warrior, A Life Lived Forever, NXT The Future Is Now, and WWE The Attitude Era. So he's got some experience writing wrestling books.
Fair enough.
All right. Rolling it along.
Indeed.
What else we got here? I don't have a segue on this one. No, the article mentioned him. Speaking of Braun Strowman, what the hell? The MMC occurred this week, as it does every week, and in this week, Team A Little Big of Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman took on the Ginger Snaps, Sami Zayn, and Becky Lynch. That match happened right after SmackDown, and Braun and Alexa were victorious. Specifically after a lot of horseshoeing on the part of the dudes that just involved Braun throwing Sami around a little bit. The women did the majority of the work, and Alexa, the one record does continue of the women winning all of these matches, by the way.
Okay.
So far, Alexa winning this via a Twisted Bliss off of Braun Strowman's shoulders.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that was a thing. It was rather impressive.
That sounds impressive.
So they will be moving on, and the Ginger Snaps will unfortunately not. Sucks to be Sammy. Well, sucks to be Becky. Sammy's fault. Loser.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so stay tuned for more MMC coming up. Let me just real quick. Next week's, or this coming week's MMC match for those who would like to tune in. I thought it was mentioned here. Where the hell is it? They didn't mention it. What the shit? Oh, for God's sake! Did you write it down in here, people? Really?
People, really?
You suck, recap people.
Apparently, the recap people suck. You heard it here first, folks.
That one didn't quite work. Anyway, the next match for next week is going to be Jimmy Uso and Naomi taking on Goldust and Mandy Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why Goldust had the need to announce his partner.
Yep.
And so, for those who keep track, the weeks following that, we'll see Elias and Bailey taking on Rusev and Lana, and Apollo Crews and Nia Jax taking on Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair. Quarterfinals already set for week 7 and 9 include Finn and Sasha versus Miz and Asuka. And of course, Braun and Alexa will face the winner of next week's match. So stay tuned for all that great stuff. All right, what else is going on? So this is weird. I don't totally understand this, but we're going to talk about it. This happened last week. This happened on Tuesday night. Daniel Bryan announced a ranking system for SmackDown superstars.
Okay.
He's referring to this as the SmackDown Top 10 list, and it's a new way for the superstars on SmackDown Live to show Bryan and Commissioner Shane McMahon who is most deserving of future opportunities, meaning that this is the land of opportunity. Interestingly, this list will be compiled based on the votes of the superstars on the roster themselves. The talent, this is all announced on SmackDown, the talent will vote on who they think is most deserving of opportunities, with the criteria including overall talent, locker room leadership, and athletic skill. But there are some ground rules. Number one, neither Bryan nor Shane will have any effect or voting on this list, and the superstars cannot vote for themselves. So therefore, it's an opportunity for the roster to determine who deserves opportunity.
Oh, is that what he was talking about on SmackDown? Okay,
that's what he was talking about on SmackDown.
Because I missed the first part of that promo.
He did. Officially introducing the hashtag SmackDown Top 10, a vote by the superstars for the betterment of SD Live, hashtag SD Live, and the enjoyment of the WWE Universe. Hashtag yes, yes, yes.
Since you mentioned this, I want to broach a question with the two of you, if Tiff is still there. Or maybe she's falling asleep. Anyway, so I don't know if you noticed, but this week, well, at least I haven't noticed it this week because I actually watched the shows this week. They've started a new promo-like system where they just randomly pop up out of nowhere, and it's like backstage promos filmed like selfie style on a fucking phone and stuff, like social media style.
Yes.
I was kind of wondering what you guys thought of that, because to me, like, number one, the promos themselves, I think, are better than some of the other stuff that they've done. However, I think the style is too jarring. Like, for some of the superstars, it kind of works because it works with, like, their gimmicks and stuff. But on the whole, I find it's a little too jarring. What do you guys think?
It is a little jarring, but I think it's an interesting job because it seems more casual. It seems like the superstars are more. It seems like the superstars are more naturally in control of their promos, and it's like it probably isn't less scripted, but it feels less scripted. Right,
which is why I said it. I think the promos are a little. They are better. Like with what they actually do in the promo, it's just the style is just really jarring. It's like, oh, promo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that happens. I don't mind it. What do you think, Tiff? Tiff? Tiffles. Nope. Okay. Moving along. Also announced this week, and again, we're going to talk about this when we get to Raw, the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
That is a thing that is happening. This was slightly spoiled by the T-Mobile Arena tweeting that 12 competitors would compete in the Elimination Chamber way beforehand. The women's match will be slightly different than the men's match.
Yeah, there's going to be a title on the line.
Yeah, and that current women's champion Alexa Bliss will be in the match against 5 of her foes. Whereas in the men's match, it'll be vying for the #1 contendership to Brock.
So basically, Charlotte just got screwed out of history twice in a row.
Yeah.
Sucks to be Charlotte.
Yeah, but think about how much history Charlotte's been a part of.
True, but I mean, if you think about it from Charlotte's side, you got to be thinking Charlotte's probably kind of pissed off, kind of jealous here, which you would be too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I put to you, most of these ladies have been a part of the same history that Charlotte has been a part of. So,
yeah, but realize they balance this out. The Raw women got to have the first ever Elimination Chamber match. Yes. And they also got to have the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. But SmackDown got to have the first ever women's TLC match and the first ever women's Money in the Bank match.
We don't talk about that. Because lest we forget, that match wasn't won by a woman.
Debatable. Anyway, via an article, at Elimination Chamber, the women of Raw will once again make history when 5 Brave competitors challenge Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss for her illustrious title in the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match. Monumental news came from Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon just 24 hours after the groundbreaking Women's Royal Rumble match, and the winner of the career-altering showdown will defend the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania 34. The Elimination Chamber is like no other match. The formidable construction with its... I'll talk about the construction. Yeah, we know how the match works. Okay, so that's happening. And finally, I can't believe that it has resurrected itself. We have one final piece of news. I was shocked to see this, but it is worth mentioning. So this should, based on all likelihood, this is the final instance of this recurring story.
Okay.
I believe this will be the final instance. This is summation. So join me one last time. I'm going to dedicate this news article to our good friend John.
Okay.
I'm dedicating it to John, who could not be here for this. Ladies and gentlemen, I officially proclaim to you what I believe will be the final instance of our appeal to the 7 deities.
I don't know. Matt Hardy is constantly appealing to the 7 deities.
Yes, but in terms of the story arc that led to this situation.
Fair enough.
As of February 1st, Matt Hardy is now the owner of all trademarks related to the Broken Universe.
Okay.
Including Broken Matt, Brother Nero, Broken Brilliance, and Vanguard 1.
Okay, then.
Impact Wrestling had until January 28th to respond to a non-final refusal for the trademarks that was filed back in summer of 17, or else the trademarks would have been considered abandoned. But in early January, the two sides ironed out a deal which saw the wrestling promotion hand over all trademarks to Hardy. With no opposition from Impact and the transfer of all ownership now complete, Matt is the full and legal owner of everything related to the Broken Universe. Given the timing and evolution of his character in WWE, there are rumors that he will transition from Woken to Broken in the near future.
Well, it makes sense considering, Anthem moved Lock, Stock, and Barrel to Canada. So what the hell are they going to do with the Broken Universe?
Yeah. Also, probably no validity to this, but completely random thing to throw out here.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio, following the Rumble, put up a picture of himself shaking hands with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
The caption reads, "One day, AJ versus RM."
Just said AJ versus Ray. It would have made more sense.
Yeah. Could Ray and AJ have a match in WWE one day? Who knows? WrestleMania.
That'd be awesome.
Anyway.
But then again, well, if it was a one-off, yeah. But then again, we would know who would win. So doing it as a one-off wouldn't. It'd be cool to see the match, but there wouldn't be any kind of surprise around it because we would know who would win. I would want them to work a full-on like feud, so it could be like, well, anyone could actually win this match. Mm-hmm. Problem is, if they do that, that kind of middle fingers 205 Live.
A little bit.
Because, yeah, Ray's on the main roster, not on 205 Live, and he's going after the world champion.
You're assuming AJ will be the world champion at the time. He's facing Shinsuke Nakamura.
You said WrestleMania.
At which he's facing Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's true.
I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
I'd love to see Ray versus Shinsuke.
That would also be a good match. All right. Well, with that, it is time for the regular shenanigans that we do here. So let's go over and queue up the score sheets and see where we're at. Bam. So as you can see here, folks, currently in the lead at a score of 32-59 is the Balor Club Worldwide, followed at 31-25 by the Blissful Ride of Justice, and me in last place, and I'm too lazy to change any on my team right now because it requires too much effort to change Excel documents, so I'm not doing it.
Did you have a name picked out?
I was just going to drop the certified. Just go Woken Beast Slayer.
Oh, okay.
But I can hold off because if in a month's time it becomes Broken Beast Slayer, that's alliteration and works better, and I can just change it then.
BBS?
BBS.
Fair enough.
All right. So let's go over here to the leaderboards. Still at the top of the leaderboard, Cedric Alexander of the Cruiserweight division, who we will see a little bit later this week. At 360, followed by the WWE Champion AJ Styles at 256. Seth freaking Rollins, former Raw Tag Champ, at 245, and the only person I have in the top 10, anywhere near the top 10 for that matter. Bobby Roode, the U.S. Champion, coming in at 238, followed by Roman Reigns at 215. Jason Jordan, the other former half of the Raw Tag Champs, at 202. Finn Balor coming in at 199. The first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner, Asuka, at 193, followed by Sami Zayn at 190. The Monster One went Braun Strowman clocking in at 173 to round out the top 10, just ahead, 1 point ahead of Royal Rumble winner Shinsuke Nakamura. So good stuff going on there.
Well, that's going to change because SmackDown main event.
Yep, interesting things happening this week. It's worth noting before I get into Raw, by the way, that 205 Live is now officially its own show. The Cruiserweights did not appear at all on Raw this week.
Yep, so the scores may be about to even out by the end of this, or the leaderboard scores are about to even out by the end of this season, because Cedric is only going to be getting about half the points he otherwise would have been getting.
And less than that, because each week are matches involving the Cruiserweight tournament, of which he will not be appearing again until the next set of rounds.
True. The question remains, is 205 Live going to be part of the Raw pay-per-views?
I see no reason that it would not.
Fair.
But we shall see.
I still maintain, if they're doing this as its own brand, they need to make it 2 hours, because they have way too many goddamn Cruiserweights for a 1 hour show.
Mm-hmm. Apparently not, because they felt the need to populate this tournament by bringing in NXT dudes and UK dudes.
Well, they're Cruiserweights. They're populating 205 Live.
Mm.
And the reason they decided, I was guessing the reason they decided to do it is because since it's own show now, they actually have the room to do it, as opposed to if they were going to bring up the 205 Live, they would have to also make sure they have enough room on the Raw roster to do it, and they just don't, because the Raw roster is too cluttered as it is.
Right.
But now that 205 Live is its own roster, despite the fact that they don't have enough time to, adequately display the people who are currently on that roster, from the numbers aspect of the amount of people on the roster, they actually have enough room to bring up people they probably have wanted to bring up, like Pete Dunne.
Right, but realize there's also another reason they can't make it 2 hours.
Why?
The audience is dead as it is. They can't make the audience sit through another hour of wrestling.
Do it on a different day. Why does it have to be after fucking SmackDown? That's just
because do you know how much money it costs to fill an arena with people and produce a show?
Yeah, but they'd get it back because people, if you did it on a different day when they're not fucking worn out, I guarantee you, people would pay money to see a 2-hour 205 live show live.
Except they clearly wouldn't. They already had to cancel the first one of the 205 live tour because nobody bought fucking tickets. That's the problem, is WWE would not get their money back off of producing, purely a 205 show. They would have to have another production team or either send the Raw or SmackDown production team to work twice. It would limit their time to get to the next arena and set up for the following week's program. So it just really isn't feasible for them to do that right now unless the show becomes significantly more successful. Which it may. We'll find out.
Or they could film it on Wednesdays after NXT, so they film NXT and then 205 Live.
If they send all the NXT guys to live in Florida and don't keep it on tour, then yes, they could do that.
Oh, that's right. They're on tour. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the 205 people are on tour and, whatnot. So right now that wouldn't work. If they cancel the tour, then they could do that.
Mm-hmm. Although, actually, it might work because the Cruiserweights aren't part of Raw anymore. So instead of having to fly to wherever Raw is, I mean, they're flying to SmackDown right now, but instead of flying there, just fly to wherever NXT happens to be. It's not like it's going to be that big a change in terms of logistics and money. They're basically going to be spending the same money and the same logistics are involved. It's just getting people from point A to point B. It's just point B is different. So I don't see the problem with NXT being on tour. It just changes the location of 205 Live, which is nothing really that changing to the 205 Live superstars because they have to constantly move around every fucking week to film 205 Live anyway. It's just a different location.
True.
So you keep NXT on tour and you just shunt the Cruiserweights over to them because that's where they should be anyway. Because Vince doesn't give a shit. If you put it with NXT, put it all under Triple H's jurisdiction, and 205 Live will get better.
Maybe.
And they'll have NXT to piggyback off of, which, let's be honest, the NXT crowd is more likely to, actually love the Cruiserweights than the casual mainstream crowd. And we know NXT is doing extremely well.
True.
It's a win-win for everybody.
It's a good idea. I see the possibility. What do you think, Tiff?
Still
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's here. I heard her wake up. What do you think, Tiff? Should 205 transfer itself to tour with NXT so they can have their own show rather than being filmed after SmackDown? The concern being that, of course, SmackDown being that there's at least a 1-hour pre-show, then 2 hours of SmackDown, then half an hour of the Mixed Match Challenge currently, and then an hour of 205 Live. The fans are sitting there for like 5 hours of wrestling, and by the time 205 gets there, they're exhausted, and they're not getting the reactions you would if they were fresh. And that's part of what's hurting 205 a little bit. Whereas if they were with NXT, they could have their own show on a different day of the week, and it would be, a fresh audience.
And they could theoretically extend 205 Live to a 2-hour show, which it desperately needs if it's going to be its own brand and, with the size of roster it has. It needs 2 hours, in my opinion. Then they could also introduce, as you pointed out, Jim, which would be huge for 205 Live, is a tag division.
I would agree with that. I would support a tag division for 205.
But you can't do that if you only have 1 hour of showtime.
True.
I just think it'd be a win-win for everyone. Vince would make money. 205 Live superstars would be happy because they'd be out from under the thumb of Vince McMahon. Triple H would make all the decisions regarding it. The crowd that would be attending 205 Live would be infinitely more receptive to that style of wrestling because it's the NXT crowd. It's not the mainstream crowd.
Sorry.
Also true.
And where do you think all the cruiserweights that come up to 205 Live are coming up from?
Yeah.
So they'd already be there anyway. So it's like, what would happen is they would show up at the ring. They'd be like, "Yeah, go sit on your ass for 2 hours. You're on 205 Live." So it's not like all of a sudden they'd have to go fly to a completely different fucking city to be on 205 Live.
True.
Everybody wins. No one loses from this.
Yeah, the only possibility is you'd have to determine how much additional money it would cost to produce the show, piggybacking off of NXT. And if WWE thought that they could get enough, because remember, it'd be airing on the network. They're not directly making extra money off of this. So the only way there's profit to be made in this is in an increase in network buys. And if they don't think 205 is going to be going to drive those network buys, then they're literally not making any profit off of that, except maybe an increased merch sales.
But would it cost them that much more money than they're already spending to make 205 Live? Because you already have the arena basically set up. All you have to do is change the trappings because you have NXT beforehand.
If you're literally filming the two right back to back, then yes, you could probably get away with that. And that probably
that's what I was saying. Make it like how it is right
now
with SmackDown. That's what I was saying. So there would still be a lot of wrestling, but it wouldn't be 5 hours of wrestling or 6 hours of wrestling that they have to do now, right?
Yeah, it'd be because I figure. I mean, NXT only runs for what? I mean, NXT is only an hour show, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. I don't know. I don't watch NXT.
Hell, if they wanted to, and this would be kind of a sneaky move, but it would work because they know people will and want to watch NXT. Put 205 Live first. People will sit through that to watch NXT.
That would also work.
And 205 Live is supposed to be more of the main roster show than NXT is. So it makes sense. You take that, make it a 2-hour show, put that ahead of NXT. People will sit through the 3 hours just to watch NXT.
That is true. And the Cruiserweights would have an easier time getting a response because NXT is filmed in smaller arenas with smaller audiences to begin with.
Right.
I like it. Make it happen. All right. Moving along. Speaking of larger events arenas, let's go to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Birthplace of our nation for the January 29th edition of Monday Night Raw. Jonathan Coachman has replaced Booker T at the commentary table.
Thank God.
And the show's opened by Stephanie McMahon, who comes out talking about the history-making Women's Royal Rumble match, and then introduces the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Asuka. While Asuka's in the ring, Stephanie announces the Women's Elimination Chamber match for the Women's Championship, and Asuka speaks briefly saying that nobody is ready for Asuka at WrestleMania.
Right. I would also like to interject here really quick because we now have confirmed reports of what I spoke about on Thursday when we were talking about the Royal Rumble. And it may end up becoming female superstars v. the WWE Universe, depending on how out of hand it gets. Right now, it's not that out of hand at all, but it can, given the topic. Because apparently there are a lot of female superstars who are completely pissed off at Ronda Rousey's debut. For the reason I mentioned of they feel it took away from the history-making event of the Women's Royal Rumble and Asuka's moment of being the first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner. And they've all gone on record saying, look, we have nothing against Ronda Rousey. We respect her immensely. We're happy that she's in WWE, but does she really have to debut at the Rumble? And then to them, it's a slap in the face to everything they've worked for. So, yeah, we have that going on. Just thought I'd mention that.
Good to be aware of.
Like the Bella Twins have said this. I think Nia Jax has issues with it. And Natalya, like a lot of the superstars, especially a lot of the superstars who were key components to the women's revolution, the women's evolution, feel that Rousey just coming up out of nowhere, stealing Asuka's spotlight is a slap in the face to everyone that was in that match.
I can see the concern. Yeah. The counterpoint to that is there really wasn't another opportunity for Rousey to debut before WrestleMania actually hit.
Yeah, if as the reports have come out that she's basically disappeared to go shoot her movie, she's not going to be available until like the month leading up to WrestleMania.
She has. That's why she couldn't even be on Raw the following night because she had to go back to filming the movie. She only got the one day off to show up at WrestleMania. So that's happening.
So, yeah. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Sasha Banks comes out to bitch.
Please heel turn her, please.
So she's proved she's ready to beat Asuka. They come face to face. So Stephanie gives them a match for tonight.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say, if you're going to have Asuka cut a Japanese promo, did you see this part at the very beginning of Raw?
I never see the beginning of Raw.
So basically, Stephanie comes out, calls out Asuka to congratulate her, and they give Asuka a mic, and Asuka proceeds to cut a promo, which is fine, except she cut it in Japanese. And the crowd was completely silent because no one understood a word of what she was saying, including Stephanie McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of her promo, Asuka points to the WrestleMania sign, which of course they have up all the way through WrestleMania as is tradition. And Stephanie McMahon is like, yeah, I don't need a translator for that. Even I understood that one. And I'm like, if you're going to give Asuka a mic and have her cut up, and she did say a few words in English, like, nobody is ready for Asuka. And, I won at WrestleMania and stuff like that. But if you're going to have her cut a promo in Japanese, have a damn translator out there so the people know what she's saying, or you're going to have a dead crowd because no one's going to understand her. If no one understands her, no one is going to care. If you want to get Asuka over, you need to get the people to care about her. And that's a surefire way to not get people to care about her.
Right, so they do that out of respect for her Japanese fan base that originated her. Remember, they've done this before. This is no different than, say, Alberto Del Rio cutting a promo in Spanish.
Yeah, but he always cuts it in English too, so people understand what he's saying. What I'm saying is, have her come out and cut it in Japanese, that's fine. Have, like, a translator out there with her to translate it for, no offense to the Japanese people, the majority of WWE's audience. That's all I'm saying. And especially the live crowd. Because you want the live crowd more than anyone else. You want the live crowd to be invested in what's going on in the ring. And nothing kills their interest more than having someone come out and they don't know what the hell they're saying. That's all I'm saying. So if you're going to have her do this, give her a manager that, she comes out, she says what she's going to say, and then the manager translates. Kind of like how they do it at Power Morphicon with the fucking Jewel Rangers and stuff. They come out, they'll speak some English, they primarily speak Japanese, but they have a handler that translates what they say to everyone there because, well, they're in goddamn America. No one's understanding what the hell they're saying. Let's be honest. Well, I'm not going to say no one. There's probably people in the audience that do. There are probably Asian people and there are Japanese people in there that understand what they're saying. But the majority of the people in the audience don't understand what they're saying, and they're very much aware of that. So that's why they send a handler out with them to translate for the majority of that audience. WWE needs to do the same, or Asuka's just not going to get over. It's the same reason that Shinsuke Nakamura, when he cuts promos, speaks pretty much only in English and barely says anything because he's, obviously he's not that good with the English language, which is fine. He shouldn't be. I wouldn't expect him to be. It'd be awesome if he was, but it's the reason he doesn't cut a lot of promos. Because for whatever reason, WWE refuses to give him a handler or a manager or translator. And so they just don't give him the mic a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do the same with Asuka or get her a manager that can speak for her. Or not speak for her, but translate what she says. Because Asuka puts a lot of energy and time behind, and an effort behind her promos. It was obvious with the promo she cut. It was, despite the fact I couldn't understand what she was saying, it seemed to me like it was a very good promo. But I wish I had understood what she was saying because it would have got me more invested into the whole angle of her being the Royal Rumble winner and going to WrestleMania. My assumption is she said something probably about that, about being the first ever Royal Rumble winner, and I'm going to go on and win at WrestleMania. But we don't know because there was no one to translate. And especially when you have basically the boss out there. You have Stephanie McMahon out there, and even she doesn't know what Asuka is saying. You've got a problem. Because if the person running the place stands out there with a blank stare because she doesn't know what the hell the other person is saying, how are the audience supposed to become invested? Because they're like, well, Stephanie doesn't know what the fuck she's saying. Why do we care?
True, but you're also overlooking one valid point, though.
What's that?
Asuka doesn't need promos to get over. She's already over as fuck.
Well, that's why I'm saying don't have her cut promos because yes, in the ring, she is over. She's very charismatic. She's very good in the ring. But if all of a sudden you start having her cut Japanese promos, I'm sorry, that's just going to hurt her being over because that's going to take away from the good stuff because people are going to be like, okay, so we like her wrestling. She has good charisma. But every time she cuts a promo, it's sleepy sleep time because we don't know what the hell she's saying. We can't become invested. It kills any momentum of the day that she's got literally to a dead stop because there's nothing going on that anyone in that arena cares about. It's just her flapping her gums saying shit that no one can understand. And that's bad. That is really bad when you're trying to carry forward momentum.
Listen, I think her in-ring carries her forward more than enough that she can cut a couple of Japanese promos. yes, she might be in America right now, but given that is her heritage, that is where she comes from, that is where she learned to wrestle, that is the kind of wrestling that she brings to WWE. And given that this is, America, I think it would be really unfair to, I agree with the concept of a translator, but I feel like Asuka standing there while someone translated her promo would hurt her even more.
I don't think so. Have her cut the promo and then just have whoever is with her translate the promo afterwards for the people in the ring. Or not in the arena.
But I think that's going to make her look weak, that she's got to stand there and wait for a translator rather than the power of her just, defiantly cutting that Japanese promo the long way, like, I don't need to say anymore. Figure it out. I'm a badass. Okay. I think now, and she did it with a little English afterward. I think that was enough to get her over. Yeah, a translator would help, but I feel like the problem with having a translator is it makes her look dependent on someone else. It hurts her, it looks like it hurts her independence, and I think that hurts her image overall.
Or they could just give her subtitles.
Subtitles would work. That would actually be acceptable.
Subtitles on the Titantron, on the big, because don't they have a big multi-screen central unit that everyone in the arena can see because it's got like 4 screens, one on each side?
Usually, yes.
Throw it up on that, and then on their TV feed, the people in the production truck, just have them throw up subtitles on the TV feed. Ain't that hard.
As long as Asuka sticks to a script, yes.
Yeah, well, or whoever's throwing up the subtitles, have someone over there that's a native Japanese speaker to be able to modify the subtitles on the fly if they have to.
Yeah, just have her translate on the fly. That would work, yeah.
All I'm saying is, I understand the whole, it kind of takes away from her energy and stuff. If she has to wait for a translator, that's fair. I hadn't thought about that. However, you have to think about it from the other side, too, of it's kind of unfair to everyone else who's basically sat there for like 5 minutes listening to gibberish. How is that fair to people who paid money to be in that arena and they feel now like they're wasting their time because they don't know what the hell's going on? They assume it has something to do with WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, they know that. Listen, even Stephanie didn't need a translator for that. But the fact of the matter is, hey, it lets her showcase her, it lets her show her passion in her natural language, and it shows that, hey, this is who she is. This is her language. This is what she does, and like I said, it lets her display her passion without then her having to stand there looking dumb while while translator whoever translates it. Yeah, the subtitles would work if they could work that out. But I think it's nice to let her come out there in her natural language and showcase a promo that she really had a hand in cutting and being able to put that together. And yeah, it might be, it might be hard to understand, but
all I'm saying is that's fine to let her do it. Just allow us to understand it and join in that passion and that energy. How can we do that when we don't know what she's saying? That's all I'm saying.
But you're not meant to. The purpose of that kind of a promo, especially when it's forward, is that the body language and the passion speaks for itself, even if you don't get the exact words. That's kind of the point.
See, I would say yes if she was cutting it on someone and that person was in the ring. But when she's cutting a self-promotion video, I think, and maybe this is just me, but I feel that there needs to be some sort of translation there because, yeah, she has the passion and the energy, but I still want to know what the hell she's saying because she's not saying it to anybody. So therefore, I can't infer things from how she's acting and how she's saying it specifically to a person. Whereas if there's a person there, you can kind of infer that, and especially if that person understands what she's saying, because then you get the reaction of that person, and having watched a lot of like Sentai and stuff where I don't understand the language, yeah, it has subtitles, but I've seen a lot of stuff with no subtitles, and I can kind of infer what's going on just by how the people are interacting and how the tone of their voice to each other. But when you have them speaking by themselves to nobody, reacting to nothing, reacting to something ephemeral like, oh, I'm going to WrestleMania, it makes it very hard to get invested because you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand what they're saying. All you know is, oh, she's acting like a crazy person and spouting a lot of Japanese because she's high energy, but you don't know why she's high energy. There's missing that context, in my opinion, takes away from the ability to revel in it with her and enjoy what she's putting out there. It makes it difficult to appreciate her passion for the business and for the fans. And all I'm saying is give us a way to enjoy that with her, to be in that moment with her, to appreciate her passion. Because that, in my opinion, will help a lot. That will put her right through the roof. Because if all of a sudden now she can cut promos and just go off on people, Imagine what that will do for her in an English-dominated market. Imagine that. That would be huge. And if that works for Asuka, since you've now let her cut a Japanese promo, if you try to experiment with stuff like that, that works. Imagine if you take that and apply that to SmackDown and give it to Shinsuke Nakamura. Imagine what he can do when all of a sudden he can cut promos.
That's true. That's true.
Imagine what that will do when you apply that to 205 Live and all of a sudden Kenta can start cutting promos.
True.
Imagine what that will do when you put that on NXT and Kairi Sane can start cutting promos. It would be huge. It would change WWE because all of a sudden, guess what? You can have a superstar of any nationality speaking any language and they can get over. Why? Because they can cut promos and people will understand what they're saying. But instead, they have her go out there, speak Japanese, no one understands what they're saying, dead for 5 minutes, and Stephanie with a blank face. How does that sell anything? It doesn't, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I just watched the video of the promo. I didn't think it was that bad. The audience was not dead. There was applause and whatever going on. It worked. Like I said, yeah, it wasn't that long. It was just a couple of minutes, and she got to and you could. I could see the passion through her body language. I got her point. She was psyched up, ready to go for WrestleMania. So, and like I said, she got it in less words. She got it across. At WrestleMania, I will win. No one is ready for Asuka. That was a major promo, and it got it across. I think it worked well. Yes, I agree. If they could develop some type of subtitle thing for non-English speaking wrestlers, that would be great. I fully support that concept. But I think, given how short they kept her little thing here, I think it worked for what it needed to do, and I don't think it hindered things too much. But I do agree with your assessment that if they could develop something like that, it would be of great benefit to a lot of people.
Yeah, especially those who don't really speak English, because for someone like Alberto Del Rio or Rey Mysterio, right, or even Sin Cara, it's like, okay, well, they can speak English, so just have them speak English, or Kalisto, right? They can speak both. They do both. But when you have someone like an Asuka or a Shinsuke or a Hideo Itami who could barely speak English, it's like it really hurts them, especially if where they come from, they're known for cutting great ass promos. They come here, they can't cut a goddamn promo to save their life because no one understands what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And as anyone in the business will tell you, because we've heard this time and time and time and time again from the former WWF, WWE superstars, oftentimes you live and die by the promo. Your prowess in the ring will only get you so far. You need to get over with the fans, and oftentimes a good way to do that is a promo. If you can't cut a promo, especially if you're going to be on the quote-unquote elite level, you're going to be on the championship level, you need to be able to cut at least a halfway decent promo. You don't have to be great, but if you can cut a promo, that will go a long way to getting you over. If you can't cut a promo, forget it. And these superstars coming from other nations that don't speak English, how are they expected to cut a promo when the core audience can't understand a word they're saying? It doesn't work. And that's why a lot of them don't get over. That's why Shinsuke, up until now, you haven't seen him really get that big of a push, because the fans, while they love him, he's not that over because he can't cut a promo.
Mm.
And he doesn't have the monster type character that Asuka has of just going out, kicking ass, and just dominating. But then again, Shinsuke has never been about that. His character has never been about coming out and being Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Whereas Asuka has. That's the difference. Is Asuka's character lends itself to something like that. That's why she was able to get over. Shinsuke's only been able to get over through sheer force of personality alone, and people knowing him from Japan. But he can't cut a promo. How can he be expected to be a champion? My guess, they may put the title on him. They may not. And if they don't, it's going to be for that reason, because Vince knows he can't cut a promo in English. And if he can't cut a promo in English, Vince is not going to put the belt on him. Now, I could be wrong. He may get the championship, and that'll be great for him. And we'll see how he does with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be great for me because I get fucking championship points. But hey.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Indeed.
Kairi Sane's getting over through sheer force of in-ring skill and character, right? Her gimmick is what's getting her over, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kenta's over because he's fucking Kenta and because CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna need more than that to succeed in a place like WWE, and that's what I'm saying is WWE needs to set them up for success, and in my estimation, they're not because they're not providing them the tools they need to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was evident by this bit with Asuka, and it just kind of made me cringe because I was like, it's obvious she's putting a lot of heart and passion into this. I just wish I knew what the hell she was saying. Because it would make it that much more better, and it would connect me that much more to the Asuka character.
Fair enough.
But anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that because it bugged the hell out of me ever since I saw that on Monday.
Which is fair enough. Like I said, I disagree. I think, you know, WWE has always done this sort of thing with non-English speakers, and I think, you know, by keeping it short like that, having to do a little bit of English afterward, it worked enough as a promo to get to help, you know, push Asuka that extra little bit, and you know, to really get that over. Plus, the added benefit of that is that even if she's not, you know, it's not translating, by letting her start off the promo in Japanese, it helps her get psyched up and get comfortable with the microphone in front of the audience, so she can then be more comfortable doing the English part that she's not as proficient in.
Right. Like I said, I'm not saying don't have her do it. I'm just saying allow us to join in that. That's all I'm saying. From what it sounds like, you keep talking like I'm saying don't have her do it. I'm like, no, let her do it. That's fine. That's what she's comfortable with, and it makes her look good. But let us join in that. We want to be a part of that, and we can't. That sucks. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I felt like a part of it. I said I didn't feel like I needed the translation to understand her point, to get what she was trying to get across from her body language and her enthusiasm. I got what she was trying to get. That combined with the small amount of English, you get what she was trying to get across. It was enough. All respect intended, WWE is a global company, and the arrogant Americans need to realize that everything isn't always going to cater to them.
No, it's not. But I would say, okay, she's speaking Japanese. How about for the people in India? How are they supposed to get invested in her? Or the people in France? Or the people in Germany? Or the people in South America? How are they supposed to get invested?
How are most of them going to get invested if she's speaking English? They don't speak that either.
Most of them do, or most of them at least understand it. English is, you have to realize, and this is just not arrogance, English is a global language for the most part. You have to realize a lot of countries require their kids in school to take English, to learn English, because it is a global language. So while a lot of people may not be able to speak English, almost universally around the world, people will understand English.
Debatable.
It is. And I didn't realize this until, what was I watching? I was watching something, and it was somewhere in Europe, like it was in like Germany or something like that. And someone mentioned, oh yeah, I understand English. I can't speak it very well, but I understand it because I had to take it in school. Because everybody needs to know English because it's pretty much a global language at this point. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Fair enough.
Yeah, by indicators, in terms of people that speak it, English is the third most spoken language in the world. So, fair point.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying is, yeah, you may make a valid point with the English, but at least the majority of the people watching this at least understand enough English to become invested because they'll understand what the people are saying more than if, Asuka starts rattling off in Japanese. That's all I'm saying.
True, but given that a lot of these other countries, like, say, India and others, are having the program translated for them, you're assuming that, being that there's already translation going on, that they're not translating Asuka's promo, too.
But usually they don't have the entire program translated. They just have, like, their own commentary team. So, I mean, like, maybe the commentators might reiterate what Asuka has said if they understood what she said, which I'm guessing they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you can have the action translated for you. You can have some of the stuff, like a lot of the English spoken stuff, my guess is like the commentators and the people that speak to them on their production side probably translate it for them. But if all of a sudden you have also come out rattling in Japanese and even they don't understand that, how are they going to translate that? They're going to be as lost as we are.
Not what I'm saying. I'm saying that given that translation is already inherent in those programs, you're assuming WWE wouldn't have somebody on hand to handle a translation from Japanese to their native language.
Well, if that's the case, then is it really that arrogant as an American to say we'd like that too?
We would, but at the same time, we don't have translation over top of the programming. Ours is the inherent language. So it's much harder to work it in without said translation being incredibly obtrusive to the programming. That's the problem.
Let's make it a subtitle like it would be in a movie. Throw it at the bottom. What's the big deal?
As long as we can get an in, yes, but the problem is you have to line up what's there with what she's actually saying in Japanese on screen, and you have to time it just right. Plus, so they could do it, but it would take a certain amount of effort to be able to pull that off.
You know, well, if subtitling in movies and stuff is any indication, it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. And also, because of how Japanese grammar is compared to American grammar, it's not going to 100% line up with exactly what she's saying at the time. It'll line up with the entire sentence of what she's saying. And if it's really that much of an issue, just have it shot in such a way so that it frames her with the Titantron in behind her. So always framed in the shots that Titantron, and you can just read off the Titantron if you don't want to put the subtitles on the screen itself.
That could work.
There are options to ways to get, and it's just text, so you can make it. That's one of the easiest things to make unobtrusive is fucking lines of text. As long as it doesn't fill the whole screen, of course.
Right, but then you do get a counter issue though.
What's that?
While it may not necessarily be true, there is a large portion of the WWE audience, especially given its owner and people that its owner are known to be associated with, who would immediately take offense to the possible combination of either A, I came here to watch wrestling, I didn't come here to read, or this is America, I don't want to have to read something else in a foreign-ass language here in America.
Yeah, but regardless if you put the subtitles up or not, you're going to get that as soon as she opens her mouth and starts rattling off in Japanese. So, argument invalid.
True, but she follows up with English, so like, all right, good, she's learning English for here. I appreciate that.
No, but she's still rattling off in Japanese, so you're going to get that reaction of, why is she speaking in Japanese? She should be speaking Japanese in America.
Yeah, well.
So what I'm saying is that part of your argument, invalid. The first point, okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's move on. This has gone on long enough. I'm moving on now. I already give promo points to Asuka and Sasha.
Right.
Next up, we go to commercial and we come back to a last man standing match. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's Kane versus Braun Strowman. Some retribution after the Universal Championship match shenanigans at the Royal Rumble.
Did you give Asuka her promo points?
I did. I already said I did that. Pay attention.
Okay. Did you give Sasha promo points?
Yes.
Okay.
I already said that.
Fair enough.
Anyway. In addition to being fallout from the aforementioned Royal Rumble, this is also an Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
Yes.
So Braun Strowman and Kane battle all over ringside.
Did you see this match?
No, like I said, I don't see the first hour of Raw. You know this.
Okay.
This does not change unless it's a holiday.
Fair enough.
Idiot.
I don't know if you went back and watched it afterwards because it is on YouTube.
I don't do that, generally speaking. They fight through the arena. They're using all kinds of pipes and chairs and shit as weapons. Kane gets beat over to the commentary table, and then Strowman flips over the whole platform that the table is on top of Kane and buries him, which holds him down for a 10 count.
Yeah.
This results in the announcers having to fit an announce table down at ringside in the now tight area between the ring and the barricade because it's not designed for a table.
Yep, I love what Coach says. He's like, man, if I'd known this was going to happen, I'd have come back next week. Fuck.
Yeah.
I also love what happens afterwards in the backstage area.
Mm.
Because Braun Strowman completely owns Kurt Angle, and it was hilarious.
All right. So let's do the match first here. So basically, both of these men are going to get 5 points for competing, 3 for being in a specialty match, and 3 for weapon use. So 11 points. So Kane will get the 11.
Braun will get an OMG.
He will. 102. Braun will get the 11. He will garner himself an OMG for the table spot, which will be 16.
And a win.
And he will get himself 20 points for winning, which will be 36 points to Braun Strowman.
For winning a specialty match.
Yep. Oh, that's right, another 10. Because winning a specialty. So actually that's
More
46.
points to Kane?
46. No, Kane already caught. 46 for Braun.
So you already gave Kane the specialty points.
Yes, it was inherent.
Okay.
You really need to learn to listen to me speak.
You need to be clearer because you're just like, this many points for the match. I'm like, well, does that include the specialty match points? Because sometimes you forget about that.
It does, but it does, except that I ran down what those points consisted of.
Oh.
I literally went through and I said, okay, Kane is going to get an inherent 5 points for competing, 3 for a specialty, 3 for weapon use is 11. I literally said that. All right. So, so what I was saying before was, let's see, Braun Strowman gets the basis 11, 5 for the OMG puts him at 16, 20 for winning the match puts him at 36, and 10 for winning specialty puts him at 46 points to Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
It will be, I need 219. Bam. All right. Following the match, Corey Graves asks Strowman why he just did that to Kane, and Strowman says he just did his job and walks off.
Yeah.
Afterward, Kurt Angle confronts him backstage and yells at Strowman for continuing to do things like this. And Strowman says he was the last man standing tonight, and he'll be the last man standing in his war with Brock Lesnar, too.
Actually, what he says, and it's hilarious, because Kurt Angle was like, Braun, what are you doing? I told you not to go off half-cocked like that. I told you not to be that reckless, blah, blah, blah. And Strowman just turns to him and turns and looks at him and goes, listen, Kurt, you said the rules were last man standing, and I was the last man standing, so I did nothing wrong, and I'm going to be the last man standing at the Elimination Chamber. And he walks off, and you're just like, you know, he's right. Kurt did make it a last man standing match. What Braun did was within the rules of the match. He is, in fact, the last man standing. So, Kurt, you got nothing, buddy.
True. So, promo to Braun. All right. So, following this, it's time to walk with Elias.
Dun.
And he comes in and wants to claim his spot in the Elimination Chamber. He asks who's walking with him. And he's then joined by Woken Matt Hardy for his promo. For his match, post-promo, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So, promo to Elias.
Indeed.
All right. So, Woken Matt Hardy and Elias have a match, which Elias wins after Bray Wyatt flashes on the Titantron to distract Matt Hardy, allowing Elias to capitalize with a big boot and the drift away.
Fair enough.
So, Matt Hardy is going to get himself 5 points for competing and 3 for moves, is 8 points to Woken Matt. Nine. Elias will get 20 points for winning a match. He'll get 5 for being in it, and 2 moves is 27 points to Elias. Five. 102, it's 122. Alrighty. After the match, Bray appears on the big screen and laughs at Matt Hardy, who is recovering. So we'll give 3 points to Bray. I guess technically just Bray popping up on the screen constitute an interference. Because he did cost Matt the match.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I have Bray, but yeah, I probably would for anybody who does that.
Yeah, okay. Interference to Bray. Moving on.
Because we don't have a definition of interference, meaning he has to actually be there.
All right. We see a selfie video from The Miz who talks about facing Roman Reigns and makes a prediction that Tom Brady will crush the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Promo to The Miz. Miz.
Mm-hmm.
We then see promo videos for the MMC, which I'm not scoring because it's a separate deal. We see that there's a new announce table assembled at ringside where the commentators are. And Miz comes out with his Miztourage, followed by Roman for an Intercontinental Championship match. Which, despite incessant interference from the Miztourage, Roman Reigns puts up an excellent fight in and almost wins. But unfortunately, the interference was just a little bit too much. And Roman Reigns is defeated by The Miz via a roll-up with a handful of tights.
Yeah. And for the second week in a row, this was an excellent match.
It was.
So Reigns and Miz obviously have chemistry in the ring, and that's actually a good thing.
It is.
Could this be proof that Roman Reigns deserves to be upper mid-card and no higher?
I don't know.
Because let's be honest, despite the fact that The Miz deserves to be higher, he's never going to be more than upper mid-card, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if Reigns goes on to WrestleMania and beats Brock Lesnar, am I the only one who wants to see The Miz drop the Intercontinental title and go after Reigns in the world title?
I would watch that.
Because I think they put on one hell of a title match, because we already know they can do one hell of a title match. But now imagine it with the world title on the line, or the Universal title on the line. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah, that could be a big deal. All right, so the Miztourage are going to get accompaniment points and interference points. So that's 11 points to each member of the Miztourage. It's Bo Dallas at 91. And Curtis Axel at 96. All right. No, wait. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Next up, we have Roman Reigns, who's going to get 5 points for being in this match. And he's going to get 11 move points, is 16 points to Roman Reigns. Him at 231. The Miz will get himself 20 points for winning this match. He will get himself 20 points for a retention of the Intercontinental title, is 40. He will get himself 5 points for being in the match, is 45. And he will get himself 5 move points, is 50 points even to The Miz. At 151. Miz. All right. Following that, we have a tag team match play of the Revival versus Beauty and the Man Beast, in which the Revival comes out the victor via a Shatter Machine on Rhino after he gets a hot tag and attempts to overcome the Revival single-handedly, but does not succeed. So, therefore, Heath is going to get 5 points for showing up and getting beat up. And Rhino was going to get 5 points plus 1 move that he hit. So 6 points to Rhino. And then for the Revival, let's see here. Who is the legal man? Looks like Dash was the legal man. Okay, so Dawson. Let's see. Scott Dawson is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. 5 for competing is 20, and 1 for the Shatter Machine is 21 to Scott Dawson. Let's see about 101. And Dash Wilder gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing, and 1 for the Shatter Machine is 26 to Dash Wilder. Let's see about 27. All right. After the match, the Revival does an interview with Charlie Caruso where they grill her for not knowing her wrestling history, and then taunt the fans for chanting ECW and, quote, trying to get themselves over, end quote.
Okay, then. Missed that.
Yep.
EC Dub. EC Dub.
And Dawson is down here somewhere. Let's get an extra 5P106. All right. Following that promo, we get a video package announcing the Dudley Boys as the newest entrants into the 2018 class of WWE Hall of Fame. So congratulations to the Dudley Boys. Well deserved. Hashtag
Oh,
Dudley.
testify.
Oh, testify. No, I do feel I need to ask a question.
Yeah.
How familiar are you with the history of the Dudleys?
I don't know. I've seen them since they debuted in WWE. I knew of the fact that they were in ECW.
Okay. Because the question I ask here is, how many Dudleys are going to show up at the Hall of Fame ceremony?
Probably 3.
You think so?
If he shows up. I think Spike has a good chance of showing up.
Okay.
I think, isn't Big Dick Dudley dead?
He might be. I don't know.
I thought he died a while back. If he's not dead, he may show up. He may not. I don't remember who else was in the Dudleys. Was there more than that?
Oh, there were many Dudleys.
Oh, I don't remember. Well, maybe more of them can then. I don't know. It depends if they're still alive and if they care.
Well, like I said, obviously, these are the 2 that are being inducted, but the others might show up for. I don't know if they could grab a few others for fun. But anyway, let me. Where is the? Let me see here. Yes, they're more from ECW's Dudley family.
Yeah.
The Dudley family was from ECW. The premise of the Dudley family, was that all the Dudleys were said to be the sons of Big Daddy Dudley, who had traveled America as a salesman throughout the 60s and 70s and had a lot of children with a bunch of different women. So they were all half brothers.
So he slept around.
He did, and they were all half brothers. So there was many Dudleys.
Mm-hmm.
Said Dudleys, in no particular order, included Big Dick Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley, Chubby Dudley, Dances with Dudley, Dudley Dudley, Devon Dudley, Sign Guy Dudley, Spike Dudley, and Snot Dudley.
Yeah. If anyone shows up, it's going to be Spike, if only because he was also in WWE.
Yeah, because WWE knows him, which makes sense. There were also Dudleys outside of ECW, including WWE's the Backseat Boys, a.k.a. the Backseat Dudleys.
I don't remember that.
Yes, they were the Backseat Boys. They consisted of Trent Acid and Johnny Cashmere.
I don't recognize those names at all. What the hell?
Yeah, they were, let's see here.
Big Dick Dudley had the best finishing move name ever.
Yeah, these guys were known for holding both the ROH and CZW Tag Team Championships. They did a lot of ROH stuff, among other things. They never made it to the WWE, however.
Oh. You know what Big Dick Dudley's finishing move was, right?
Well, interestingly, it does say WWE, which is weird. No, what was it?
The Total Penetration.
Yeah, that's about right.
Best name ever.
Also, Psycho Sam Dudley from USA Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
FCW had Schmuck Dudley.
Okay.
That was Jeff Roth.
No idea who that is.
Yeah, he went on a Schmuck Dudley. He was a frequent tag team partner of Snot Dudley. So. Yeah, he was also known as Madman Jeff Roth or Mr. Wrestling Jeff Roth. There was, of course, the brief time frame during which Stacy Keibler was referred to as the Duchess of Dudleyville.
I don't remember that.
That was a thing. Because that was when remember she was in WCW, and when the invasion happened, she came over with the Dudley Boys as their manager.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. That was before she managed Test and Scott Steiner.
Hmm.
And of course, her brief stint as Super Stacy
Mm-hmm.
with the Hurricane and Rosie. Yeah. There was also a joke at one point where well-known actor Steve Sharippa appeared on TNA as Cousin Steve of the Dudley Boys.
Hmm.
And Coastal Championship Wrestling literally had and there's no link here, apparently had a team known as Urkel Dudley and Dog Puke Dudley.
Okay, then.
There's no link to that. I have no idea if any of that's true, but that's what it says.
Hmm. Am I the only person who thinks they need to have a 4-man team induct the Dudley Boys?
Okay.
Since they're all in WWE now, they need to have the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian induct them.
I would see that.
And that way, for the last time, potentially, you get to see all three of those teams on the stage at the same time. That'd be fucking amazing.
And to answer your question, yes, Big Dick Dudley is dead. He had sadly passed away in 2002 at the age of 34 from kidney failure.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Spike may show up. I think he'd be the only one I'd expect to show up.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, the only two people I could see actually inducting the Dudleys are either the aforementioned two teams or Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I could see Paul Heyman doing it. That would make
Because
sense.
Bubba had a great relationship with Paul Lee.
Indeed.
I will say this. I would not want Paul Heyman to induct him for one reason.
Why is that?
Because being Paul Heyman, he will turn it into a promo about Brock winning the championship match tomorrow night at WrestleMania.
That's true.
And it's like, dude, come on. You're gonna do your old friend Bubba like that? What the fuck, dude?
That's true. That's true.
What is Paul? Is what he does.
It is Paul what he does. Anywho.
Yes, congratulations to the Dudleys.
Yeah, it's good for the Dudleys. All right, next we got a selfie video from the Balor Club. Balor talks about being in the Rumble last night for over 57 minutes before getting eliminated by John Cena, emphasized by his two associates, and says now if he wants a shot, he's got it in the Elimination Chamber. He's got to beat Cena tonight to get the title shot that was stolen from him by John Cena.
Yes, and he should have won. Fuck John Cena.
That's a promo to the Balor Club. It's Luke Gallows gets 5 points. And Carl Anderson. And, of course, Finn Balor. All right. Next up, Sasha Banks does an interview where she says she's ready to beat Asuka, and that Asuka might have made history last night, but tonight Sasha will be the one making history. So, promo to Sasha. Spoiler alert, no, you're not. Asuka's gonna kill you. So Sasha goes out to the ring for her match, and Asuka kills her. To the shock of nobody.
It was still a damned good match.
It was an excellent match.
It was the match of the night.
It was a good match. You know, except for the point where Sasha attempted a suicide dive through the ropes, Asuka's attempted kick barely touched her, and Sasha's feet caught the second rope, but she went face first into the ring apron.
Yeah, Sasha tried to lead it herself.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what Lita did against Trish.
Oh, is it?
That's how she broke her neck.
Oh, okay.
She literally decided to go headbutt the canvas, or not the canvas, the floor.
Oh, okay.
Trying to suicide dive Trish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, yeah, she disappeared for a while because she kind of had a broken neck.
Didn't stop Kurt Angle.
Didn't stop Lita. She came back from it.
True. But Kurt Angle didn't even stop. He just won a gold medal with it.
That's because I don't think his was as broken as hers.
Okay. Anyway, there was also a rather nasty moment, a little match on the other side where Asuka got dropped over the top rope onto her back onto the ring apron.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps it was the floor that she hit hard. She hit something hard back first. Anyway, Asuka is the winner of this match.
Yep. Asuka sold this match like fuck.
Yeah, via the Asuka lock submission.
That was awesome. Where they had a submission off, that was cool.
It was good. Yeah, I like this feud because it gives these two women something to do while we're waiting for the women's elimination chamber to happen, so we can find out who the champion is, and Asuka can pick an opponent to challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope they build this up to a match at the elimination chamber pay-per-view, the two of them in a submission match.
That'd be cool.
Or take another step, an ultimate submission match. No.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think that'd be fair, but I could see that. Because I'm sorry, Asuka's the better fighter. You're fucked.
Yeah, well.
In a straight-up submission match, you might win, Sasha. In an ultimate submission match, no chance in hell.
You got no chance.
That'd be like putting Sasha Banks in an ultimate submission match against Ronda Rousey. She wouldn't stand a chance. Because that's kind of what she does. That's what MMA fighters do. They log you into submission and try to break your goddamn neck. Or arm, if it's an arm submission.
Not all. Not all.
Let's put it this way. MMA fighters are more submission specialists than the submission specialists in wrestling.
Yes, those that do use submissions, yes.
Like Brock.
Brock can pull out a Kimura lock, yes, but Brock would much rather just get on top of you and just punch your face until it breaks.
Well, he would, but what I'm saying is because he's been in the MMA stuff, I'm sure he's become something of a submission specialist. He's kind of had to, especially to know how to break out of them. Because, especially in MMA, he can't rely on his raw power to break out of someone trying to break your goddamn arm.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been put in a legit arm lock. That shit fucking hurts. When you're in that much pain, I don't care how strong you are, your ass is tapping. Yes, I did actually have someone, I was sparring Kung Fu. He's like, have you ever been put in an arm lock? I'm like, no. So you've never felt what an arm lock feels like? No. You want to feel it? I'm not going to really hurt you, but you'll feel it. I'm barely going to put any pressure on it. I'm like, okay. And I'll teach you how to do it. So he put me in a straight up arm lock, an arm bar, brought me to the ground and just torqued ever so slightly. And if you do it right, that shit fucking hurts. I was like, oh God. He was like, yeah, I'm not even torquing. I'm like, Jesus. Like, now you want to learn how to do that? Okay. So I haven't done it in a while, but I did legitimately learn how to do an arm bar.
Arm bar.
Pretty much. That you look at some of the other submissions in there, they don't look as deadly as the arm bar. I can tell you from experience, the arm bar, probably deadlier than about 80% of the submission moves you see in WWE. Because that shit with very little force will break an arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't fuck with the arm bar, dude. Respect the arm bar.
Fair enough. Anyway, as I was saying, Sasha will get 5 points for being in this match, and she'll have 9 move points. So that's going to give 14 points to Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
How about that? All right, that's going to put her at 134. Asuka's going to get 20 points for winning this match. She's going to get 5 for being in it as 25. And she's going to get 14 move points. 14, so plus 25 is 35, and 4 is 39 points to Asuka. What's her at? 237. All right. Moving along. After the match, we get a John Cena selfie video talking about last night's Rumble, saying he won't let opportunity slip through his fingers again tonight. He will beat Balor to earn his spot in the Elimination Chamber and will go on to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Cena up to 90. All right. Next, we see Titus Worldwide getting ready for their match against the Bar. And we see them come out for that match against the Bar. Now, this was not a title defense, correct?
Who did the Bar face?
Titus Worldwide.
I'm trying to remember. I seem to think it was a title defense. Let me take a look. Now that you mention it. Let's see. Shows. I'm not even going to shows. It should be just right down here.
Test World knows had their numbers at the bar. That's it. Bring their A game opportunity. Toss for the bell. And in the end, there's a brief there because abandoned is the close.
Raw.
It doesn't indicate any kind of a title match.
Let's see. The bar is raised.
I'm already there.
Da. I seem to remember it being a title match because I seem to remember the commentator saying that Titus Worldwide has had 2 straight wins over them, but then Titus Worldwide lost this match because it was a title match. That's kind of what I remember. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh wait, no, that's not what I wanted anyway. That's wrong. Let's see. What?
What?
Here. Yeah, here it is. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Titus Worldwide Raw Tag Team Championship match.
It was? Are we sure about that?
It's on WWE.com.
Okay.
That's literally the title of the article.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, I remember the commentary team mentioning that. That's like, and they couldn't get the job done, even though they had 2 straight wins.
Fair enough. All right. Good. That means points to me.
Fuck you.
All right. So, what's this out here? That being the case, then the bar is successful in their retention after Cruz gets thrown into a ring post. And Sheamus and Cesaro nailed the double team white noise for the victory. So the gentleman in question. Oh. Excuse me. My apologies. So, Titus Worldwide are going to get, let's see, Apollo is going to get 5 for competing, and 2 moves is 7. And Titus had 1 move, he's going to get 6. Titus Worldwide. All right, there we go. And the bar. They are the bar. So Cesaro was a legal man, so we will do Sheamus first. Sheamus is going to get himself a 15 points for being on the winning team. A 15 points for a retention of the tag team championship is 30. 5 for competing is 35. And 2 moves is 37 points to Sheamus. And 7 is 201. Top 10 for Sheamus. Cesaro is going to get 20 points for winning, 15 for retention of the tag titles is 35. 5 for competing is 40, and 3 moves is 43 for Cesaro. Oh, that's 98. 201 for Cesaro. That actually tied Sheamus and Cesaro's scores, conveniently enough. So how about that? After that, we see some Rumble footage. Asuka winning, Rousey coming out. Cole gives us an update on Kane, saying that he sat up in the ER and sat up in the emergency room and crawled out of the medical facility, and nobody's heard from him since.
Okay, then.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And then we have our main event match of John Cena versus Finn Balor in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
Fuck this match. Fuck John Cena. Fuck Vince McMahon. Yeah, fuck him. Now, outside the WWE, outside the ring, yeah, you can stop drowning me out now. Outside the ring, I have nothing but respect for him. Fuck him in the ring. Just fuck him.
Anyway, these two have a great back and forth match. This is a great match. But John Cena does come off the victor after Balor got a little too cocky going up top, and Cena managed to grab him and hit him with an AA off the middle rope.
Yeah, and as a lot of people pointed out, this is horrible storytelling.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you noticed, but throughout the match, I don't know if this was genuine or if he was playing this up as part of a shift in character, but the crowd was getting to John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And like throwing him off his game, and he came back and won anyway. I'm like, dude, what? Really?
Cena heel turn?
That's what people were thinking, but they were like, they played him off as the underdog face because he had the major attribute of that, which was overcoming adversity. Again, John Cena overcomes adversity to bury young talent. I'm like, fuck you. No, that's bullshit.
Yep.
It's bad enough he buried Finn Balor, but then to do it while overcoming the adversity of the crowd, I'm like, no, fuck you, Vince. Just fuck you. Go to hell, you old piece of shit. And fuck John Cena for going along with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena didn't need the win. He didn't deserve the win. And especially with the way the crowd was treating him and the way he was reacting to it, he should not have won, period.
I'm going to put in a prediction.
What's that?
I think I know where this is going.
Okay, do tell.
John Cena's not actually going to make it to the chamber.
Okay.
Notice John Cena John Cena didn't look like he was happy at beating Finn Balor. He's going to put himself there and do all this stuff. I think John Cena, attempting to once again, do all this is going to be the impetus for the Undertaker to arrive to shut him down.
Okay.
To launch the purported Cena versus Undertaker WrestleMania match feud.
Mm.
I'm thinking what happens is, Cena again burying that young talent. Undertaker said it's finally time for all those souls to rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense if, his retirement match, his final target is to finally fell John Cena so that John Cena can go off and make movies and Undertaker can retire.
To put the golden shovel to rest in peace. That makes sense.
Exactly. So that all the victims of those matches can finally rest in peace. And seeing that Finn Balor's out to come another one will be the final straw. Undertaker will show up at some point before the chamber to stop John Cena from entering the chamber, and Balor will end up with the spot anyway. Now it's possible they could wait until the chamber and he could just manifest in the chamber to, cost Cena the match, which is possible. But I can see the building a thing where Cena ends up not making it to the chamber and they need an emergency replacement, so Balor ends up getting the spot.
You know what would be interesting? And I like your idea because that would actually be a great story because Undertaker is most well known for, if nothing else, putting over new talent.
Yep.
That's kind of his thing. And so to have the guy who puts everyone over finally take down the guy who buries everybody in WWE, that's a great storyline right there. What would be interesting is if somehow Finn Balor convinces Kurt Angle to give him one more shot at Cena and his spot in the
chamber,
in the Elimination Chamber. He goes into the match. And Cena once again is about to bury Finn Balor, but this time the lights go out and you just hear the gong.
Mm-hmm.
The lights come back up and Taker's just standing in the ring behind John Cena, who's got Finn Balor up on his shoulders. And Cena's like, what? And he turns around and then Taker grabs him by the throat and is like, no, you're not doing this.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
Especially if they're intent on keeping Balor face, which I think is a good idea because that completely gets the club over.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd would go nuts if Undertaker just costs Cena that match.
Mm-hmm.
And since Cena brought it up, I think if they go with this, Taker needs to, in his promo, use it since Cena brought it up and go, John Cena, it is finally time for you and your golden shovel to rest in peace.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there would be no doubt about it if they did this feud with the storyline behind it. Even Vince cannot. Well, Vince probably could because it's Vince, but even he cannot deny and hide behind. He cannot look at this and say Cena's the face. No, Cena would undeniably be the heel in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he did that with Roman Reigns and treated Roman as a face. So, you know.
Yeah.
In the man's eyes, no, Cena would totally be the heel because Undertaker coming out and trying to bury the golden shovel, that's like the most face thing you can do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I want them to go with this. I want retribution for Finn because this is fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, score this bitch.
Indeed. So, let's see here. I already did Finn, right? I think that's what I did before the conversation. Yes, no, maybe.
For what now?
I thought I already do Finn. Oh, so sorry. I did not do Finn. Okay, I thought I did Finn.
No, you haven't scored this match at all yet.
All right, then Finn Balor is going to get 5 points for competing. He's going to get 4 for being in the main event. Is 9. He's going to get 12 move points. Is going to be 21 points to Balor. I'm 25. I said 225. Sorry. And then John Cena is going to get himself 20 points for winning. He's going to get 9 for being in and winning the main event. Is 29. 5 for competing is 34. And 9 move points is 43 points to John Cena. It's 133 for John Cena. All right. So Cena points up at the WrestleMania sign after winning the match as Finn Balor is helped from the ring. Let's go over to the scores. Bam. So, current lead after that is the Blissful Right of Justice having taken the lead at 34-27.
Yeah, because of John Cena. Fucking John Cena.
In second place at 33-72 is the Balor Club Worldwide, and still in third down at 21-61 is the Woken Beast Slayer.
Yeah, you got kind of shafted, dude. Your roster kind of got cannibalized there with Samoa Joe out with an injury, Enzo getting fired. I feel really bad for you because if Enzo hadn't gotten fired and Samoa Joe had stayed healthy, you'd probably be a lot closer to us.
Yeah. This is one. This is one.
29.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Just add 7 to the previous one.
Yeah. But the previous one is yesterday. Is the Sunday.
No, the previous Raw, idiot.
Yeah.
They're a week apart. You know this. It's never changed.
Yeah. Anyway.
So you going to get the other scores?
I will in a moment. Let me see what else. Yeah. Also adding to my being screwed over, Brian Kendrick has a broken face. Alicia Fox has a broken ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Freaking. Some of these people don't do anything. Freaking Primo and Epico are gone because Epico's fucking injured. He had a surgery.
Yeah. In fact, I would say, okay, so yeah, she lost Jason Jordan, but I would say the only reason that, and one of the Singh brothers, the only reason that Tiff can constantly pull ahead and is that high is because your roster got raped, and mine is not doing too well either because Cedric Alexander, my top scorer, is now relegated to 1 show instead of 2, so he's only going to be getting half the points. Fucking Paige decided to go break her goddamn neck again and basically have to retire.
Yep.
TJ Perkins at the beginning of this whole thing was fucking injured. He was coming back from injury, so he wasn't getting me many points, if any at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Wilder and Dawson just came back from injury, so they weren't going to be getting me a whole lot of points. They're kind of up there now, but, you know.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And Finn Balor just keeps getting fucked.
And Finn Balor just keeps getting fucked. Yes. Thank you. Even though he's like my third highest point scorer, yes, he continuously gets fucked over.
All right.
And Shinsuke was never going to go anywhere until like now, but
yeah, pretty much.
You know, I was inundated, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fucking went nowhere. So I basically got inundated with a lot of like mediocre talent that wasn't going to be getting a lot of points, and just people like Paige getting fucking injured and retiring. So yeah.
Still better than me.
Yes, it is better than you. But I'm just saying, because of the stuff that happened to both you and me, that's why she's where she is now. Now with what's his face out, Jason Jordan out, I think that's going to keep it a lot closer because Jason Jordan's one of her top point scorers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll also make the point. I'll also make the point here that you know, you would be in the lead, and I'd be also a lot closer if I had fully enforced my Roman Reigns draft.
Your Roman Reigns draft?
Remember, I had the last draft pick that I relegated it so as not to fuck the roster evenness. I could have taken Roman Reigns, which is what I wanted to do.
Right.
But I chose not to do that. So had I Roman, I would be 231 points ahead, and she'd be 231 points down.
Who was your last pick?
It wasn't. I remember I never used the last pick.
Oh.
Remember, because the rosters were even at that point, I would have had to give her back somebody anyway. There didn't seem to be a point.
Right.
So we relegated the last pick with the agreement that if Dean happened to show up, I would get Dean.
That's right. I remember that now. He may still show up yet.
Anything's plausible. We'll see. In the meantime, how about SmackDown?
Yeah, especially if Jason Jordan is now unable to wrestle, they might be like, Dean, you need to get your arm better. We just lost Jason Jordan. Seth needs a partner.
So there's always one option.
Oh no! What
seems to be the go-to option in these situations? The cruelest of all ironies.
What's that?
Time to play the game.
They have another option, but I don't think Vince would do it.
What's that?
Well, only one member of the Shield is injured.
True, but they kind of need him for the world title picture.
Not unless they decide, okay, because Jordan is now injured, Dean is in no shape to wrestle, Seth needs a tag team partner, and the fans are entirely pissed off at us. We're going to make it Finn versus Brock at WrestleMania and put Roman with Seth.
Not after everything they've built up for Roman, they won't do that. I think it's a damn near guarantee they won't do that, but it's a good thought. It's a good thought.
Or, and I'd be okay with this because this would be fucking amazing.
Okay.
Finn gets pissed off and recruits Seth Rollins to the Bullet Club.
I would accept that.
Or Balor Club, as it were.
Balor Club. I would be okay with that. That would be a good move. I would support this.
Especially if they plan to keep the Balor Club face.
Yeah.
Because who better to fight a war against the Golden Shovel than Triple H's handpicked successor?
It's true.
You think you're badass with your Golden Shovel up there, John Cena? I've been trained personally by the Cerebral Assassin. You don't stand a chance.
So, wait a minute. Let me get this straight, Seth Rollins. You were personally trained by the Cerebral Assassin to destroy his shoulder so he couldn't defend his first ever Universal Championship? Because you know Cena would immediately pull that shit out.
But yeah, well, Cerebral Assassin. I was kind of under his orders at the time, so sue me. But now, I don't have Big Nose pulling my strings anymore, so get your ass on the floor so I can curb stomp your face into the mat. Because Seth could make that argument and it would be completely 100% valid.
Mm. Yeah. You should also remember one thing, though, Seth. You see, Triple H has had handpicked successors before. It usually doesn't work out. Case in point, Seth turns around, RKO out of nowhere.
I don't think that would happen if Seth is going up against Cena, because who's Cena's greatest rival?
True.
If anything, Cena would turn around and get the RKO out of nowhere.
But counterpoint, Randy Orton's been wanting to turn heel for months.
True. He's also on SmackDown.
He is, but they could Superstar Shakeup. They could fix that.
They could.
They could make it work.
Admittedly, that'd be an interesting feud.
It would be.
On to SmackDown.
Quite. SmackDown emanating from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia also, because it's a Big Four weekend, so that happens. We open up with Shinsuke Nakamura, who comes out the
Suck it! Have you never watched his entrance?
I have not. I mean, I have, but I never noticed an X-Pac. Okay.
He does the X-Pac. He goes, ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I know he drops to his knees and does a dab.
Kind of, yeah. But he's Japanese. It's kind of what he does.
Yeah. Anyway, so he comes into the ring as the commentators welcome us and runs down the list of people that he needs in the face of the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
He says at WrestleMania, AJ Styles will be getting kneed in the face and Nakamura will become the new champion. He then points at the WrestleMania side, but is interrupted by Team Cammy, who come out to complain about being screwed by the referee and Shane McMahon at the Royal Rumble, saying that they should be the co-WWE champions right now and that they will get a rematch and beat AJ before WrestleMania, so Nakamura will have to face them at WrestleMania. Nakamura replies that AJ is a winner and Team Cammy are losers. AJ Styles comes out next saying that Owens and Zayn can whine and complain all they want, but the AJ vs. Nakamura dream match will happen at WrestleMania in New Orleans. And he proposes then that he and Nakamura team up to take these two out tonight in a tag team match. Owens and Zayn say nope and proceed to leave the ring. AJ and Nakamura then knock the two of them off the apron to the floor and they retreat up the ramp. So, promo to those four gentlemen. AJ and Kevin. And Sami Zayn. And Shinsuke. All right, let's see here. So following this, we see some Royal Rumble shots. And now we then go backstage where Team Cammy are confronting GM Daniel Bryan about the match. But Bryan says that, well, he does agree they're talented and, he does think they get on the line for treatment. He does like the concept of the tag match and books it. Which, while Sammy complains about the match on Sunday, he says the referee made a mistake, but the referee's decision is final. But they do deserve another shot. So next week, they will face each other on SmackDown, and the winner will get to face AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. Team Cammy going to have to turn on each other. Uh-oh.
Yep. Is one of them going to turn face?
Yep. In the meantime, I'm not going to give him points because I'm going to consider that an extension of the opening promo.
Fine.
And then we go out to the ring for a fatal 4-way match. Said fatal 4-way match is to determine a #1 contender for Bobby Roode's United States Championship. And I gotta say, they must have the freaking they must have the draft lottery tumbler in the back and just pull names out for these mid-card contender matches.
Okay.
Because it's like random competitors.
Mm-hmm.
There's never any instance of why do these men deserve a chance at the #1 contendership.
That's true. Yeah.
Like Rusev, okay, he had a great performance in the Royal Rumble, and he's over. I understand Rusev being in this match. Jinder Mahal, okay, he was the world champion for a long time. I can see you justifying it. Why is Zack Ryder here?
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
No, yeah, woo, woo, woo. I know you got your ass beat by Mojo Rawley repeatedly.
Yeah.
That is what I know.
Well, they probably did it because they had Mojo Rawley actually fight Rude for the title. They're like, well, we can't do that and not have Zack Ryder in the tournament for the next contendership.
Yes, and apparently mid-card championship matches now have a prerequisite quota of at least of one member of the New Day.
Why not? They're never getting the tag titles back.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I could see it happening at some point,
but if they do, think about it. If WWE gives the U.S. title to one of them, that basically means whoever has that title can't defend the tag titles. They shouldn't anyway.
True.
They could, but that'd be kind of cheap.
It would. But anyway, yes, this fatal 4-way match occurs, and the winner of this fatal 4-way match, via a accolade submission hold on Kofi Kingston, is Rusev.
Yes, I approve.
I mean,
besides, how badass would it be if Xavier Woods had the U.S. title?
True.
Admit it. You believe Xavier Woods deserves at least one title in his career. That's not the tag titles.
I could agree with that, yeah. He is a former X Division champion, if memory serves.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he held the X Division title at one point.
Fair enough.
I mean, he was a huge star in TNA.
Yeah, well, he's a great wrestler. They just don't let him do anything because he's more of a manager team role here. But yeah, I'd love to see him get a singles title.
Let me see here. He did hold the World Tag Team Championship with Jay Lethal as Lethal Consequences.
Oh, that's right.
Let me see here.
Consequences Creed, that's right.
That was who he was. Let me see here. Deep South. No, I was wrong. He did not hold that. He was only the tag team champions in TNA.
Fair enough.
In fact, his entire career is actually nothing but tag team championships.
Yeah, so he should get a singles title before he retires. Come on.
Yeah, because the SmackDown and Raw tag titles, the TNA World tag titles,
the Raw tag titles.
I mentioned both. The Raw and SmackDown tag titles, the TNA tag titles, the NWA Anarchy Tag Team Championship, the FCW Florida Tag Team Championship. He did hold the Deep South Wrestling Heavyweight Championship once upon a time. That was the one singles title he's had. Also, he was the ECWA Super 8 Tournament Champion.
Okay.
And so that was cool. And also in 2015 was voted Wrestling Observer Newsletter's best gimmick as part of the New Day.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Just him, not the entire New Day as the gimmick?
No, it was the New Day. As I said, as part of the New Day. That's what I said.
Fair enough.
The New Day won best gimmick, so good for them. So yeah, he's mostly a tag team competitor. He's really hasn't had a lot of singles success.
Which is too bad because I think he's good enough to do it.
I can agree with that. I will put it this way. I think Xavier's good enough to do it if he got a new finisher. I think that's what's holding Xavier back is he needs a new finisher. Yeah, his elbow drop is really cool. Use that as a secondary move. Get an impact finisher.
He has an impact finisher.
No, he doesn't.
He has the Eat Defeat.
He doesn't use that anymore.
Or the Jadonzo, as it was called when Enzo used it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. After that,
but now that Enzo's gone, he could use it.
Yeah, that's going to... No, I don't think so. I know he does not really do that.
Because wasn't that called like Through the Woods or something like that? I believe is what it was called, something like that. But yeah, he had that move before Enzo did.
Oh, yeah, Lost in the Woods.
Lost in the... That was close.
Yeah, he hasn't used that since 2015.
Yeah, when Enzo took it over.
No, Enzo had it way after that, dude.
Okay, fair enough.
Remember, Enzo used it for less than a year.
He also used to have the It's Morphin Time, which was a corner impact move.
Which one was that?
I think he did like a roll into like a leaping clothesline in the corner or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember. He used it like when he first debuted. He went, "It's Morphin Time," but he didn't really use it after that. It was a finishing move before he debuted on the main roster.
Ah.
And he used it when he debuted. And then after that, that's when they gave him the Lost in the Woods.
Gotcha. See, when he was Consequences Creed, he had several different DDT finishers. Give him one of those back.
Mm-hmm.
Let him use the Culture Shock again. He was using that in WWE for a while. Let him use the Culture Shock DDT. Give it a new name, but he can use it.
They should give him a modified monkey flip and call it the up, up, down, down instead of the tag move.
They could do that. Which, by the way, given their recent set of gimmicks, how has the New Day not adopted the pancake as a maneuver?
Right?
Whoop! Oh, pancake running the mat. Anyway, so yes, Rusev is victorious after tapping Kofi out with an accolade. So, and by the way, how great is it that Rusev won a Number One Contenders match on Rusev Day?
No, he's not the number one contender. He's just into the next round of the tournament.
No, it's not a tournament. That was a Number One Contenders match.
Oh, was it? I thought it was a tournament to be number one contender.
No, that was a Fatal 4-Way match for the Number One Contendership.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
So Rusev is now the Number One Contender for Bobby Roode's title. So now it's Rusev Day versus Glorious.
So does that mean they're just going to feed Rusev to Bobby Roode?
Basically, yes.
That sucks. I want Rusev to win.
I would tend to agree with you. Rusev was incredibly over in the Royal Rumble.
He was incredibly over on SmackDown, too.
He was. Rusev is very over.
Yes, he is. I think Aiden English needs to cost Bobby Roode the match.
That'd be interesting.
You know what Aiden English should do? I would laugh my ass off if he did this as interference to cost him the match.
What's that?
In the middle of the match, when it looks like Roode is going to lose, he needs to stand up and start singing Bobby Roode's theme song, but change the lyrics like he did for Randy Orton.
Ah.
Rusev Day.
There you go.
He will not give in.
I don't remember him doing that for Orton, but fair enough.
You didn't realize that's what he'd been singing for like a month when Rusev was in that feud with Orton?
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, every time he came out and started singing something, it was Orton's theme song. That was the tune. But he changed the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hilarious. You remember when Rusev and Orton had that feud, right? Way back when.
I vaguely remember the feud, yes.
That came about after Orton defeated Rusev in 5 seconds with an RKO out of nowhere at a pay-per-view.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, then Aiden English just started singing Orton's theme song, but with changed lyrics to make fun of Orton.
Oh, okay.
It was hilarious. You should go back and watch that shit. It's gold.
Fair enough. Anyway, so let's score this thing. This is the Fatal 4-Way specialty match. So we'll go in no particular order except Zayn and Rusev for last. So Kofi Kingston. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's talk about the other important part of this match. So there was much shenanigans during this match as both the other members of the New Day, Sunil Singh, who is the non-injured Singh, and Aiden English were all at ringside causing havoc during the course of this match. The New Day were throwing pancakes at people. And Jinder and Kofi, were, of course, basically there was varying interferences from the assorted people at ringside that accompanied people to the ring. And so there came a point relatively quick in the match after Aiden English attempts to confront the New Day for throwing pancakes, and then Sunil runs over to try to take Aiden side. It looks like they're going to drag it into a brawl, and the referee ejects all 4 of them.
Okay, then.
Like, you, and you're out of here. So all of those people get ejection points.
The John Cone maneuver.
Yeah, is that what that's called? Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember which referee is the one that used to do it a lot, or that continues to do it a lot. It's either him or I can't remember, Kyoto, the Mike Kyoto maneuver.
Okay.
One of them used to do it a lot, or does it a lot.
Okay.
He goes, "You're out of here."
Can't
remember which one it is that does it.
Fair enough. Anyway, so those 4 people are going to get ejection points as well as accompaniment. So it's 10 points for an ejection, if I recall our scoring correctly. And I don't know why we're awarding people for getting ejected from matches. I still don't understand that, but whatever.
It's because they're doing their jobs as managers.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Anyway, that makes sense. 10 points for that, and then 5 for the accompaniment itself is 15 points to each of those fine folks. So Biggie will go up to 80. And Aiden English up to 76. And Sunil Singh go to 50. And Xavier will go up to 150. All right. Now the competitors. So Kofi Kingston, let's see, based on this is going to be 5 for competing, and 3 for being in a specialty match is 8. So Kofi will get 8 plus 2 moves is 10 points to Kofi. Yeah, all right. All right, 10 points. Kofi puts Kofi at 105. And then let's see who's next. Let's do Zack Ryder, who will also get the aforementioned 8 points, and 3 moves is 11 points to Zack Ryder. Puts him at 18. And then Jinder Mahal is going to get the same as Kofi. He's also going to get 10 points. And then, of course, we're going to have Rusev, who is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 10 points for winning a specialty match is 30. He's going to get himself the aforementioned base 8 is 38. And another 7 in move points is 45 points to Rusev. That's 89, and 5 is 94 points for Rusev. There we go. How's about that? Nothing? Okay.
I don't know, I have Rusev.
Yeah. I know, I have Rusev.
There you go. Good for you.
Indeed. Cut back to Breezango with the Ascension for the Fashion Files, but they're quickly interrupted by Gable and Benjamin, who make fun of them.
They're like, the Fashion Files is still a thing? What the hell?
Yep, and say that they're making a mockery of the tag team division, and then they flip over their table and leave because they are dicks.
I think they also challenged Breezango to a match.
They did also do that.
Like next week or something like that, or was it this week?
No, it was tonight. We'll get to that.
Oh, okay, I forgot about
that. Later in the evening. So fair enough. So, that's going to be a promo for Breezango and the Ascension and Gable and Benjamin.
Yay, a lot of points for me. Because I have the Ascension and Gable and Benjamin.
Breezango and Victor.
Did you also notice, if you saw this part, did you notice that one of the Ascension no longer wears face paint?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, one of them had no face paint. He looked weird.
Interesting. Are you sure you weren't just seeing the side of him that doesn't have face paint?
No, because he was wearing glasses and he turned and faced the camera entirely. I was like, oh shit, he's got no face paint. What the hell?
Oh.
Because he turned toward the camera and took his glasses off. Because I think it was the one that was sitting down at the desk, basically being Breezango's statistician.
Ah.
And then when Gable and Benjamin showed up, he stood up and like turned to face them, and you saw his full face. And I was like, oh my god, he has no face paint. What? So yeah, that was kind of weird.
Fair enough.
Also, one of them wearing glasses. Also weird.
Yeah, well. Those are actually real glasses, by the way. The Ascension, at least one of the Ascension members does wear glasses and when not wrestling.
Now, well, I assumed it was his glasses.
Yeah. Anyway. Now you got me all fucking distracted.
Sorry.
All right, that was Shelton. So that's going to leave Connor. And Fandango. And lastly but not leastly, Chad Gable. All right. So following this, we get out to the ring where we're joined by the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, who proceed to cut a promo about how they had the tag division on lock.
Again, their promos are cringeworthy. Oh my god.
Saying that they're getting silly and Philly. And they run down a list of all the teams they've beat who are on lock with a convenient jail cell on lock and a screen animation.
Yeah, like literally that screen animation lifted right out of 2K18. I guarantee you.
Probably.
It was so bad. Like I'm like, oh my god. Usos just no, don't write your own promos. They're fucking terrible. I'm sorry. You guys, you know, you can speak pretty well. You can't write a promo to save your life.
They mentioned that being day one-ish means being true and 100% being you. And talking about how they've struggled and gotten stronger and that they're the best tag team in the WWE. Saying it doesn't matter if you're friends. It doesn't matter if you're teammates. It doesn't even matter if you're also brothers.
Cue the Bludgeon Brothers.
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
See, that's a good catchphrase, but with their promos, it's fucking silly and stupid.
Yes, as they are then leaving, the Bludgeon Brothers come out and proceed to assault some nameless enhancement talent.
Yeah, they come out for their match.
Yes.
Hinting at that the Bludgeon Brothers may be the next #1 contenders for the tag titles.
Makes sense. Ain't nobody else on SmackDown that can do it. They've beaten everybody else.
Not everybody.
Hmm?
They haven't faced the Ascension yet.
Yeah, they did.
Not for the titles.
True. But the Ascension are shit.
Or then maybe that's what they want you to think.
Huh. Anyway.
Tag team, but one of them's injured right now.
Well, yeah, but they're also shit.
But they would also probably, of all the tag teams in the division, put on the best match with the Usos because they're also cruiserweights.
This is also true.
It would be a phenomenal match.
No, that's AJ's gimmick.
Unless they are really shit, in which case, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So, speaking of which, promo to the Usos. Okay. Next up, the Bludgeon Brothers assault some dudes.
Yes. Well, it's a match. It's not an assault.
Still, this was not a match. This was an assault. It may be quantified as a match by official rules, but this was just an assault.
Yeah, but I'm saying they don't get assault points. They get match points.
Well, yes, that is accurate. So,
if I have judged this accurately here, I believe Rowan was the legal man at the end of this thing.
I don't remember. It was a massacre.
Yeah. Yeah, Rowan slammed the legal jobber, so I'm going to assume Rowan was the legal man. So Luke Harper is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. 5 for competing is 20, and 3 moves is 23 points to Luke Harper. 7. And then Eric Rowan will get 20 for winning the match. 5 for competing is 25, and 2 moves is 27 points to Eric Rowan. He is 68, and 7 is 75. Bam. Following this, we see a selfie video from Daniel Bryan, who introduces the concept of his new SmackDown Top 10 ranking list, as I mentioned earlier in the news segment.
Right.
All right. Meanwhile, cut to Shane McMahon's office where he's talking on the phone about the Rumble to somebody when Ty Dillinger walks in and complains that his Rumble opportunity was stolen from him last night by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And Baron Corbin then walks in and complains about Owens and Zayn being handed opportunities constantly when he isn't getting shit, saying that he thought Shane was in charge, and if he asked if he changed his last name or if he's still a real McMahon. Ty Dillinger gets in Corbin's face for interrupting his time with the commissioner, and Shane tells the two of them if they want to get some steam off, go beat each other up in the ring for a while. So they go to do that. Promo to Dillinger and Corbin. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah?
Look at the screen. Listen, it's not going to last because of the match. Look how many points Ty Dillinger has.
Ha! Nice.
10. All right.
Ty Dillinger can no longer get points.
Aw.
We decree it here now. He has reached the magical number of 10. He is banned from gaining points, regardless if he wins or loses.
Aw.
Sorry, Tiff.
Anyway. Cut it to the ring where we're joined by the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, who is interviewed by Renee Young about Asuka's win at the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, and about Ronda Rousey's arrival breaking the internet. No, it didn't. Charlotte says all she knows is she's going to go to WrestleMania as the champion, regardless of all else. But she's interrupted by the Riot Squad, where Ruby tells Charlotte to forget about Asuka and Rousey because, well, number one, your ego is as big as your father's, and you're going to kind of need to deal with us first. So the Riot Squad attempt to assault Charlotte, but she beats the crap out of them instead.
They still assault her anyway and beat the crap out of her and leave her in the ring.
Yes, once they manage to recoup, they manage to successfully assault her and leave her lying on the mat after a riot kick.
And once they realize Overwatch is a team game and stopped, feeding through the choke, they just obliterated her.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to make that reference.
No, it's a good reference. Yeah, that.
Because you realize that's what they did. They just fed through the choke at that point. At the beginning.
They did.
So you went at her one-on-one. What did you think was going to happen? Not a single one of you could beat her one-on-one.
Yeah. So anyway, Charlotte is assaulted as the Riot Squad leaves the ring when all of a sudden, Fabulous. Carmella comes from tearing down to the ring, briefcase in hand, and referee in tow.
Mm-hmm.
Much to the shock of the WWE Universe.
I wish she'd have done it, but no.
Carmella and her ref jump into the ring, but unfortunately, Charlotte manages to gets conscious enough to shove the referee, who goes flying through the ropes and out to the floor, resulting in him being incapable of...
No, that's not what happened.
Okay.
Charlotte starts to get up, and Carmella is like sizing her up. and is getting ready to do like her signature running drop kick, which she does, and Charlotte moves out of the way, and the ref just happens to be standing behind Charlotte on the apron, like getting ready to get in the ring, and Carmella ends up drop kicking the ref.
Mm.
And then proceeds to get pissed off at the ref for, selling the drop kick.
Okay, and Charlotte shoves Carmella into the ref, bumping the ref down to the floor. Okay.
No, she did not shove Carmella. Carmella drop kicked the ref. Get it right, recapper.
All right.
Yeah, drop kick or flank kick, whatever. Just some sort of running kick that she was going to do to Charlotte. Charlotte ducked out the way, and she hit the ref instead.
Yeah.
That's momentum.
So unfortunately, the ref could not get up, and by the time there was any kind of semblance of consciousness, Charlotte had returned to her feet, and Carmella thought better of her attempt and ran away.
Yeah. Because the ref was knocked out before the bell could ring and all that, so she just took her case and went home.
But tell me that wouldn't have really sucked after Charlotte got a huge promo about, all I know is I'm going to WrestleMania as champion, and loses it 5 seconds later.
That would have been awesome. I wish they'd have done that.
Anyway, so let's hear. Charlotte's going to get promo. And assault because she fought off the Riot Squad, so that's 9.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 points to Charlotte.
And move points all around to the Riot Squad.
Yep.
Because they've spot fested on Charlotte.
Right, okay, so 9. That's 72. And then, yeah, so we got Ruby Riott, who's going to get assault and a move, so that's 5. Who the hell else is on her team?
Liv Morgan and Sarah
Logan. Yep, okay, so that's going to be 5 for her. Put Sarah Logan at 100 points even. And who was the other one? Liv Morgan?
Yeah, Liv Morgan.
Alrighty. Be 5 to her, which is 103. All right. And then Carmella technically didn't do anything, so I'm going to give Carmella 3 points for showing up.
Well, she assaulted Charlotte, and she did do a signature move.
Oh, okay. 5 points.
Because she did hit Charlotte a couple times, and then she went for the dropkick, which Charlotte avoided, but she still hit it on the ref, so that should still count as her doing the move.
Okay, 5 points to Carmella then.
And Charlotte should get an evasion of said signature move.
Right. 25. Okay. So,
and
I just did Charlotte.
Oh, was that Charlotte? Oh, that was Charlotte. Okay, my bad.
Idiot. Anyway, following all of this, we cut to AJ Styles, who enters the locker room and attempts to talk strategy with Shinsuke Nakamura. But all Shinsuke says repeatedly is, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Admittedly, this was hilarious. This was a great bit.
I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
And he's like, really? Tell me you're messing with me. Right now we got a tag team match. Please tell me you're messing with me. I'm going to beat you. Nah, I'm messing with you.
We're going to win tonight, but I am going to beat you at WrestleMania.
No, he goes, it's like, nah, I'm messing with you, but we will win tonight. Just follow me. And walks out. And AJ's like, follow you? So I love that they made Shinsuke kind of cocky. I think that works.
They don't call him the rock star for nothing.
That's true.
So a promo to AJ and Shinsuke.
Yeah. Admittedly, that was a pretty good promo by Shinsuke. That was funny.
That was a great promo. And that is why he does not need a translator, because that was hilarious.
Yeah, but that's him riffing off of somebody else. But if he's just going to go out and talk, they would more than likely tell him to talk in Japanese.
Right. All right, so after this deal, let's see. Carmella has an interview with Renee Young saying that the attempted cash-in didn't go as planned, but she's still the most dangerous woman in WWE. She complains that she broke a nail during that run-in and then walks away. So promo to Carmella. So following Carmelo's promo, we have the aforementioned Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin match, which Baron Corbin comes out the victor of rather dominantly. So Ty Dillinger in that instance will get himself no points for moves because he didn't hit any.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get 5 points for showing up and getting Baron Corbin over.
Pretty much.
No more 10.
Mm.
Boo. Baron Corbin gets 20 for winning, he gets 5 for competing, and he gets 5 moves. It's 30 points to Baron Corbin. All right. Next up, we cut back to Rusev Day as Aiden English sings about Rusev winning the U.S. title next week. Bobby Roode says he's looking forward to his appointment with Rusev next week. So promo to Rusev, Aiden, and Roode. And Rusev. All right. Then Team Cammy are warming up for their match, and Sammy tries to stay on the bright side, says at least one of them will get a title shot. They briefly argue about who was to blame for their loss on Sunday, and then walk off. We'll promo to Kevin to Team Cammy. And Sami Zayn crests 200 points.
Woo!
First time Sami Zayn has significantly more points than Kevin Owens. How about that? Next up, we go to the ring for Gable and Benjamin versus Breezango. Gable and Benjamin are victorious in this match without too much difficulty. Sadly. Match ended when Breeze missed a tag and did not see that there was a tag had been made, so Gable took out Fandango with a flying crossbody. And meanwhile, Shelton, who was now the legal man unbeknownst to Breeze, managed to get the better of him and picked him up, Gable running in so they could nail a double-team powerbomb for the victory.
Okay, then.
So, Breezango. Fandango didn't hit any moves, so Fandango's going to get 5 points for showing up. And Tyler Breeze is going to get 5 points for showing up, plus 3 moves. 8, so that's 54 for Breezy. Meanwhile, Shelton was a legal man, so Gable will get 15, 5 for competing is 20, and 2 moves is 22 points to Gable. And Shelton gets 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25, and 2 moves is 27 for Shelton. 9. 119. All right. After that celebration and the clearing of the ring, it's time for our main event match of AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Team Cammy. Team Cammy have much disputes between themselves over the course of the match, with Sami Zayn attempting to leave in the middle of the match, invariably coming back to break up a pinfall, getting in an argument with Owens regarding tagging in and out, and then leaving again. And so AJ manages to counter a pop-up powerbomb attempt with a Pele kick.
tags Nakamura, who comes in with some boots, knees, and a Kinshasa for the victory.
Okay, then.
Indeed.
All points to me.
Clear your throat. You sound terrible.
Sorry, asthma.
Yeah, you and your asthma. So,
hey, we both have chest conditions. Live with it.
I don't have a chest condition. I sound fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Mr. hacking up a lung for like half an hour before we started this.
Shit happens. Anyway, Team Cammy.
I hate that name.
I love that name. So we'll start with Team Cammy here. So let's see. Kevin Owens. He is going to get himself 5 points for being in this match. 4 for being in the main event is 9, and 1 move is 10 points to Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn is going to get 5 points for being in this match. He did not have any moves because he was too busy fucking around. So therefore, he will get 5 points. 4 for the main event is 9. And he will also get a post-match interview with Renee Young, which will put him up at 14 points. And in our victors, AJ Styles will get 15 points for being on the winning team. He will get 5 for competing is 20. 4 for being in the main event is 24. And 5 moves is 29 points to AJ Styles. 86. And 9 is 295. Yeah. And then Shinsuke Nakamura, our big winner tonight, will get 20 points for winning this match. He will get 9 for being in and winning the main event is 29, 5 for competing is 34, and 4 moves is 38 points to Shinsuke Nakamura. 90, and it's going to put him at 220. And the top 10 for Shinsuke Nakamura. And as mentioned in the post promo, Sammy's watching on a monitor backstage as Owens recovers. Renee asks him if this means his friendship with Owens is over. Sammy says nope, and this is all about opportunity, and he's tired of being overlooked. Next week, he will beat Kevin Owens and then beat AJ for the title at Fastlane.
Kevin Owens isn't going to like that.
Back in the ring, Shinsuke points at the WrestleMania sign. Let's check the scores.
You don't think they would actually do that and book Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke for WrestleMania, do you?
Not after they teased AJ Shinsuke. It would piss people off too much. It's going to be AJ Shinsuke.
Fair enough.
Now, that said, I see it entirely plausible for example, Sammy could potentially beat AJ for the title. AJ could declare his rematch the following week on SmackDown, and Kevin could then cost Sammy the title.
That's a possibility.
Have Sammy win it but lose it within 2 days.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy totals.
Indeed.
And all my main event points.
Indeed. In the lead at 3604 is again the Balor Club Worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And second at 3528, the Blissful Ride of Justice. And back in third at 2644 is the Woken Beast Slayer.
Dude, you got that backwards.
Huh? Oh. Huh.
You just gave me 3,000 points. Which I'll gladly take, but...
All right, let's go to the 205 Live.
Let's.
Which was fairly straightforward. So, of course, this was a big 205 Live because obviously we are Sans Cruiserweight Champion right now due to the unfortunate incidents surrounding Enzo Amore and his termination. So,
it was declared last week by SmackDown GM Daniel Bryan in a pre-tape segment that there would be a new general manager for 205 Live, and that general manager would determine what would happen with the vacant Cruiserweight Championship. Well, Daniel Bryan is actually here live on 205 Live this week and opens up the program by announcing that in the summer of 2016, he was part of the Cruiserweight Classic, and it made him extremely proud. And he's now equally proud to introduce us to the man who will lead 205 Live to the same kind of quality action we got from that tournament, the new 205 Live general manager, Drake Maverick.
Rockstar Spud.
Yes, Nigel McGuinness and Vic Joseph quickly point out that he used to be Rockstar Spud.
All right, then.
Indeed. What did you think of Drake Maverick?
I don't know. I haven't seen the bit,
Fair enough.
so I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough. You should watch the bit. He's incredibly full of energy.
Sounds like Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, I mean, just despite the fact that he was, to many WWE fans, myself included, other than being, okay, I recognize that name as being somebody from TNA, a no-name, he got himself over with just pure his energy and his promo. This dude has Mike Gold.
Fair enough. Why is he the GM?
Because they wanted him to be. Because they needed somebody with Mike Gold to get the show over.
I don't know. SmackDown seems to be doing fine with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, but Daniel's never been really known for his mic work.
Eh.
And Shane is Shane.
Yeah, well. Give Shane credit. Shane has great mic work.
He's got okay mic work.
You see what happened out there? Did I see what happened out there? Yep. That's how good Shane is. He only needs like 5 words to have a great promo.
I suppose.
I like Shane. Anyway, so Maverick announces he's excited to be here to lead 205 Live. He's British, not Australian, but I can't do the accent properly.
He's got a Cockney accent?
Yeah.
Kind of what it sounded like when you did it.
Yeah, let's do this. Let me go over here. Whoa.
My name is Oswald Cobblepot, and I'm going to take you down, Batman.
Yeah, right. Here. While I discuss, take a quick swizz of that.
Right.
Oh. Nix that. He doesn't actually speak in that video. I thought he was going to speak in that video. My bad. That's just Daniel Bryan introducing him. That is useless, WWE. You fail. Hello, can you hear me over there? Hello? Jeff, dumb shit.
That was a weird reaction.
What do you mean?
They announced his name, and that was a weird reaction from the WWE Universe.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that did not actually include him speaking. I apologize for that here. This one is him speaking. This is him announcing the tournament, so check that out. You could skip part way into it because it includes the Daniel Bryan introduction, so just skip past that part. Anyway, while he's watching that, folks, let's talk a little about this. The new general manager, Drake Maverick, proceeds to announce that he's going to deal with the vacant cruiserweight title with a 16-man single elimination tournament, which will culminate in the finals for the Cruiserweight Championship at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. And the first two matches are going to take of the first round matches are going to take place tonight. And the first one, our first match of the evening, is Cedric Alexander versus Grand Metalik. And we see Cedric start out, we see Cedric come out while Maverick is still on the stage, and he gives him a nice little pat on the shoulder and support. And we see Maverick in the back a moment later encouraging Grand Metalik as well. So really trying to stand behind these cruiserweights and really push them to be the best that they can be. So this is a really good match between Alexander and Metalik, but Cedric Alexander did come out victorious after Metalik went for a moonsault after countering the first attempt at the lumbar check, but Alexander managed to get his feet up to counter that and then ended the whole thing with a lumbar check.
So he actually did something.
He did.
I thought you said he wasn't wrestling.
What do you mean?
I just heard lumbar check.
Yeah, your point.
Yeah, I thought you said he didn't have a match.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said that because he's in the tournament, he's not going to be there every week because they're going to be doing all the tournament matches. So
yeah,
he won't be
true.
wrestling every week because he won't be wrestling again until we get to round 2 of the tournament now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yes, Alexander the victory. So Grand Metalik is going to get himself 5 points for being in this match. He's going to get himself 3 points for countering a lumbar check. Is 8. And that's about it. So 8 points to Grand Metalik.
Fair.
Indeed. So what did you think of him?
Not bad.
I like him.
Wish he was a competitor.
Yeah, well. I'm sure he will be eventually. So, Cedric Alexander is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match. He will get 5 for being in it, is 25. He will get 3 for countering Grand Metalik's moonsault, is 27, and 1 for the lumbar check, is 28 points to Cedric. $388. All right. We then get a look at a video package of Tyler Bate to get psyched up for him being in the other qualifier later. Well, not the other qualifier. Well, wait, is that him in the other qualifier? Yeah, that is him in the other qualifier. Yeah, so Tyler Bate. For some reason, I was thinking it was Pete Dunne, but it wasn't. It was Tyler Bate. Getting my UKs confused. Anyway, so gentleman Jack Gallagher does a cell phone promo where he says he's excited that a fellow countryman of his is the GM and hopes that that Maverick knows how important it is to have a fellow Englishman representing the brand at WrestleMania. Promo to Gallagher. You still over there?
I am here, yeah.
All right. Comment, help me enhance the program.
I don't know. Gallagher, cool.
Then we see Maverick instructing backstage crew members on his plans when he's interrupted by Drew Gulak with a large bouquet of roses and a giant red bow with a political Gulak sticker on it.
Okay.
He offers them on behalf of the roster, part of the roster, which craves law and order, saying that he's excited to see what he has in store. And hopes he will bring that necessary order to 205 Live.
Gulak does realize that Rockstar Spud is a high flyer, right?
After Drew Gulak walks off, Drake Maverick busts out a shit-eating grin and passes the roses over to a stagehand. So a promo to Drew Gulak.
Indeed.
13. Next up, we get a promo from Mustafa Ali in the style of a reality show testimonial. He talks about how great last week was when he and his boy Cedric tore the house down while the fans chanted, "This is awesome," but then he lost. And that stung. But it will give him the motivation he needs to win this tournament so he can go to New Orleans and become the Cruiserweight champion. Mustafa Ali. 3. All right. After this, Sasha Fuentes interviews TJP, whom he requires her to introduce as the first ever Cruiserweight champion, TJP. She starts to ask him about his match with Bate when he complains about everyone's short attention span, mentioning how he won the Cruiserweight Classic to become the first champ. But he's interrupted by Maverick, who says that TJP is living in the past, and he's facing a hungry competitor in Tyler Bate. And that he wants to know if he's going to see tonight the TJP who won the Cruiserweight Classic or the one who whines and complains all the time. Promo to TJP. Next, we get another self promo, this time from Akira Tozawa. Remember his promo from last week?
Tozawa's promo?
Yeah.
No.
Remember when he pitched himself for 205 Live General Manager?
Yeah.
That's apparently his gimmick now.
Oh, God damn it.
As Tozawa says that he's disappointed he won't be the first GM, but is excited he'll get to be in the Cruiserweight tournament. And mentions that when he wins the title at WrestleMania, he looks forward to firing a crew member.
Okay.
He then turns to a crew member and yells at him that he's fired in Vince McMahon style.
Oh my God, they're turning him into a joke.
And then McMahon struts away.
Oh, this is terrible. Why?
Promo to Akira Tozawa.
Fuck you, why?
Interesting. And then, of course, we go to our main event match of TJP versus Tyler Bate in a first-round Cruiserweight tournament match.
Holy shit, I have the main event?
You do have the main event, which TJP wins with a handful of tights.
I won the main event?
You won the main event.
Holy shit.
Yeah, TJP wins with a handful of tights after targeting Bate's leg throughout the whole thing to keep him from being able to hit the Tyler Driver 97. So, Tyler Bate will get 5 points for competing and 4 for being in the main event. We don't even score him anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter, but he would get 9 points if he was on our roster. I'll note him at the bottom just in case this ends up being a permanent dealio.
Sounds like a plan.
Meanwhile, TJP is going to get himself 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 5 for competing in it, is 25. Actually, let me back that. 20 for winning the match. 9 for being in and winning the main event. 5 for competing is 34. And 3 points for countering the Tyler Driver 97 is 37 points to TJP. 595 and 7 is 102. Right? Yeah. 37. Yeah, 75, 85, 95, and then it's 7. I mean, yeah, that's correct. 102 for TJP. It was also announced at the end of the program by the commentators that next week's matches will feature Kalisto versus Lince Dorado in a Lucha v Lucha fight, and that Roderick Strong of NXT will be making his main roster debut to face Hideo Itami.
Okay, then.
Stay tuned for those matches on next week's 205. In the meantime, let's go to the scores. Refresh. All right. And your victor at the end of this week in the lead at 36-84 is the Balor Club Worldwide. In second place is 35-36, the Blissful Ride of Justice, and I'm down at 26-54.
I'm sorry, John. I feel bad for you.
John?
I said Jim.
Oh, it sounded like you said John.
No, I said Jim.
All right. All righty, so there we go. Let's go to the final leaderboards for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Bam! Still way up at the lead with a nice lead, although being closed in on is Cedric Alexander at 388.
Yeah, it's going to be a war between Cedric and AJ at the top, I think.
Followed by the WWE champion AJ Styles at 295. Behind him is Seth freaking Rollins at 245, followed by the U.S. champ Bobby Roode at 243. Asuka, the number one contender and winner of the first ever women's Royal Rumble match at 237, followed by Roman Reigns at 231. Finn Balor coming in at 225, followed by Braun Strowman, the Monster Among Men, at 224. Shinsuke Nakamura, the Royal Rumble winner, at 220, followed by Sami Zayn, rounding out the top 10 at 214.
I have half of the top 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do. And then Tiff has 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait.
Tiff has 4. You have 1. You counted Jason Jordan by accident.
Oh, oops. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I only have Seth. That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, new plan. Bar. You're going to defend your tag titles every week from now on.
Not with Sheamus's spinal stenosis, they're not.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they better, or I'm really fucked. Because my next highest ranked person is Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
So unless the New Day are going to turn on to do something, I'm fucked.
Oh.
Because literally, it's Xavier.
How is Xavier Woods that much higher than the rest of the New Day? What the shit?
Xavier Woods has 150 points.
How?
I don't know.
Because then don't Kofi and Big E do more than Xavier Woods? How does he have all the points?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Where the hell are they anyway? Okay, there's Big E. Big E has 80 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Kofi. Oh, you know why? Because Xavier won a whole bunch of matches in that U.S. title tournament.
This is true. Good point.
That's why Xavier's won, because he was in that U.S. title tournament and he won the first, and he won at least 2 of the matches in that tournament, if I recall correctly. So that's why he's.
Well, you're probably going to get a lot of Kalisto points because he's probably going to go far in that cruiserweight tournament.
Yes, which is good. So that'll help. So we'll see how that plays out.
You also have Rusev, so you're going to get at least those points.
Yep.
And he's over as fuck, so even if he loses, you're still going to continue to push him, probably.
Hopefully. But yeah, that's still a bunch of people. But like I said, it's like it's Seth Rollins, it's the Bar if they hopefully push themselves up. Xavier Woods up here, and then fucking Brock, who never shows the hell up.
Tied with Drew Gulak, who's going to surpass Brock because cruiserweight.
Yeah. And then after that is Woken Matt Hardy. So unless Matt Hardy's going to really go broken and start taking over the show.
Well, you'll probably at least have like a WrestleMania victory out of Matt Hardy against Bray. Because I have a feeling he's going to win the feud.
True. And then Joe, who isn't even around.
Wow.
Actually, rumor has it Joe will be back in mid-March. So Joe might be back just before WrestleMania.
Right.
And then Kofi and Enzo.
Enzo's fired.
Enzo's fired, and Kofi's way down here not doing shit. And then Rusev. Rusev is 3 points ahead of Bailey. That's where Rusev is.
Yeah, well, with Bailey, you know you're going to be getting at least Elimination Chamber points with her.
You think she'll be in the chamber?
I think it'd be stupid not to put her in the chamber.
That's fair.
I think guaranteed are Bailey and Sasha, because if it's a history-making event for the women, you know damn well they're going to put the 4 horsewomen in there, the 2 of the 4 horsewomen.
That's fair.
Yeah. She's not going to win, but she'll be in the match.
Mm-hmm. And you know Alexa's going to be in there. You know Nia will be, because Nia.
So that leaves, what, 1 spot? Or is it 6 people for the... It's 6 people for the chamber, isn't it?
It's 6, because 2 start 4 pods. So Nia, Alexa, and then Sasha Bailey. So that would leave 2 open slots.
Absolution.
Probably 2 absolute. Yeah, probably the non-page Absolution members.
That'd be my guess. Either that, or they're going to go with, like, say, Sonya Deville and Mickie James.
That would also work.
Because I could see Mickie James being in that match, actually.
Yeah, I could see that. Which does lead me to another question regarding the men's elimination chamber. By the way,
Yeah.
Well, Braun Strowman fit in a pod.
Mark Henry did.
That's true, but Braun is taller.
He got locked in the pod, but he fit in there.
Yeah.
Tall, the Big Show fit in a damn pod.
Valid point. I get a distinct feeling about one thing though.
What?
If he's not one of the people that starts, which I doubt he will be, the match is going to start. The bell's going to ring. The 2 guys in the ring are going to start grappling. And Braun is going to immediately smash his way out of his pod and just start destroying people.
Potentially.
Potentio.
But you would think after the things that have happened in the Elimination Chamber, you would think WWE would have reinforced the pods at this point.
Nope. They're shitty plexiglass. I guarantee.
Didn't that happen once before? Didn't someone decide fuck this and break out the pod early?
No. Somebody was thrown into somebody else's pod and broke it open, and so they came out.
Oh.
The person inside was not trying to get out, but their pod was smashed, not of their volition. So they're like, "Well, it's open now."
Mm-hmm.
Which again, I mean, Braun is going to do something insane. You know, Braun will like rip his pod off the chamber wall or something to get out.
Yeah,
it's Braun. He'll do something. He'll do some insane feat of strength to get out early and just start destroying people.
Probably.
Either that, or he'll go and he'll start like he'll rip down one of the chain walls or something.
Maybe.
But anyway, there we have it. That is our program for the week.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we did say goodnight to Tiff a little bit early, but
yeah, she has to work early.
She does. She does. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Jeff. As always,
absolutely.
Folks, we will see you next week for more of our great fantasy log shenanigans. Great stuff. Stay tuned for it. Peace.
I'll never back down from a